you reign!
This is the D-Generation cliX podcast with your hosts,
Who is Ravage?
Ryan Ruffman,
Ravage!
Hand me that bottle cap.
Miles Kane,
Hand me that paperclip. Grab that twine. Gun wrapper.
Daniel Schwab,
We are
Best friends.
Asgard to mouth.
and Pete.
'cause I'm just me.
Welcome back to the D-Generation cliX podcast. I'm your host, Ryan, and with me as always are Miles, Dan, and Pete. Miles, how was your weekend?
Pretty good. I actually got my first clicks in 2 months since Worlds, so that was good. And then I've been listening to, 30-year-old songs from 94, and it's really cool that, the song just turned 30, Tootsie Roll. So Cotton Candy, Sweetie Go. Let me see that Tootsie Roll.
I'm less excited about that and very sad that that's 30 years old.
Yes.
All right, Dan, my little beam of sunshine. We got to spend the weekend together, and you got to play a lot of cliques. Any thoughts of positivity?
I'm very positive, but I'm also very worn out.
That's fair. Pete, you missed cliques yesterday, so the streak is broken. Back next week?
Yeah, I think so. I think it'll be back to the, we get it to about 3, and then it gets a little sketchy every 4th week. So
I understand. And Oliver is here to tell us about his weekend. He also came with us to the Red, White, and cliX event. How are you doing, Ollie?
Good.
Are you glad to be back?
Yes.
All right. So in news, we did finally get some updates for some releases. Dan, do you want to go over those?
Yes, I can go over those real quick. Hold on a moment. So they did update the win finally on some stuff. So Black Panther is releasing on, is that November 27th now? Along with, what is that? Some other thing. Sorry. Slight technical difficulty here.
All right. November 27th is going to see Black Panther and then also Marvel 2025 starter set, the DC 2025 starter set, and unfortunately, Iconic's Beetlejuice is finally scheduled to come out, and along with Iconic Superman Up, and Away. And then after that, December 11th is now Trigon and Raven and the Iconics Spider-Man First Appearance. There's no updated date, though, for the Iconics Captain America from the Ice, but the X-Men High Rollers OP kit has been pushed to January. And now, here's Pete with the weekly Bookwood report.
now, before we get into the Bookwood report, I'd like to report that I have one of those high roller kits already. So I'm kind of a high roller. Anyways, on to the Bookwood report. This week, Bookwood purchased a Dark Phoenix, which I love. He also got a lot with Triple H, Marvella, Legacy, Cyclops, Party Thor, and Fabian Cortez, so I guess kind of like celebrity. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
He got himself a Blood Axe, a Daemonic Ring, and the best purchase of the week is he got a life-sized Captain America shield on clearance at Target. So Bookwood, I approve of your purchases this week. I don't have anything else to add because I did not see you on Monday night, so I don't know how well you did.
I heard he did really good.
Did he?
I stomped him.
Yeah. He's the Gilbert to Reverend Goldberg.
Yeah, you
Right.
stomped it.
Right back to the old ways it used to be. Good to
That's
know.
right.
Good to know.
There were a ton of events that happened this last weekend, both modern and silver. So we thought we would just kind of do a recap of the big ones and see what is making the cut and what's winning. We'll start with the event that Dan, Oliver, and I attended, and that is the Red, White, and cliX event that was in Indiana. So Saturday was 300 modern and had 67 players. Just a quick recap of what my weekend was. I did not have the best showing. We've been talking about Assassins for a while now, and I really just wanted to play them in an event. Yeah, even though I knew, it had plenty of weaknesses, I still wanted to play it just so I could shelve it and then move on to something else. But basically, it's super aggressive and offensive, but the support is just too squishy, and once that goes down, it just gets weak too fast. So I played in round one. Our teammate Dalton, so 67 players, and the first person I played is Dalton, who had a scientist plant team, which I just didn't have an answer for. So Dalton was able to beat me round one. Basically 2-man things, so he could start with 8 plant terrain markers, and then had a swamp thing and a poison ivy that also interacted with them. So definitely a team to look out for. And then round two, I'll let Dan talk about this because round two I had to play Dan. So 67 players. Round one, Dalton. Round two, Dan. So he already kind of know. How many times did we actually get some practice games in? You played against my team, I think, at least 3 times, right?
I think 3 times now, yeah. And it's you've only played against this current team twice, so it's at least newer for you.
So maybe we actually played 4 because I think I played against your Blue Beetle team twice and then your Camo team twice.
Yes, so you played against me with that assassin team 4 times now, so I'm
Yeah.
like well versed in how badly it can go for me.
So you already kind of knew how it worked, and you came in, and I think you needed an 8. You hit it, and I just couldn't come back. So I think you took me apart pretty easily there.
Well, you left Mern open, and I was able to get to him, and I wasn't going to risk not killing Mern immediately, and that was the only thing that put me ahead. If I didn't kill him that way, I think the game would have gone a lot differently. So
it was just the support, losing support fast just really hurt. Round 3 I played against Grover Smith's Prime Colossus team, and round 4 was Mark Fuel's Mind Control Starro team. My team kind of worked out how it was supposed to for those, so I was able to win those. And then round 5 was against Emilio Gutierrez, and I had it for most of the game, I think. And then his shape change rolls were just insane, and the biggest turnaround. Whereas I went to attack with Shadow, and she had her 3 attacks and a prob. All I needed was a 5, and I did not hit until the 4th attack. So after all 3 in a prob, it was pretty rough. But then his last turn, he got me with a trick arrow that just kind of was pretty devastating to my team, and he just flew up on points. So that was my day, and ended on round 5. Dan, do you want to go over what you played in your day?
sure. So my team is Kamo with the Hell Cycle, Butterfly, King Deadpool and Elsa with the Trick Arrows, Necron with Avatar Tauret, and a Legacy Daredevil. So my sideline options are Elsa Bloodstone, Hulk from the Iconics, the first appearance, Strife, and Death Metal Wonder Woman, and then I had Poseidon and Tauret on my sideline. My day was first round was Jason Alvey with the Scientist Plant team, double Ivy though, so. And then second round was obviously against you. Third round was who was that against? I apologize to the gentleman. I don't remember his name, but he played 8 leapfrogs with a prime kingpin and 3 time breakers, I think. The funny thing was he put me on Monster Island, which is the partially water map. So I just sat on the water side, and then just waited, and then pulled off the big arrow Poseidon trick after the energy explosion, and that was pretty dumb. So like I basically obliterated most of his leapfrogs in that one shot, or like between the 2 attacks from Deadpool and Elsa. And what was round 4 was against Dan Powell, and then round 5 was Ricky Prignano. I think it was Ricky. Yeah. So I also ended up unfortunately ending round 5. What was that?
The one Prignano played Black Lantern and one played Plants.
Yes, it was the Black Lanterns because he had
Okay.
double Necron.
Yeah, Logan.
Yeah. So my learning from this is go to the right swap for Butterfly. I just made poor Butterfly swap choices that day, and I don't know why.
It's good advice. I just realized when you started reading your team that I did not read my team, so I should probably do that. I for Assassins went with the Prime Talon, King Deadpool, and Elsa Bloodstone. I went with the Trick Arrows on Deadpool and Hitmonkey just because they can get rid of Shape Change if they make 3 attacks, if they do their 2 on the target, and then an extra Trick Arrow. And then Mern, Green Man with Avatar of Khonshu, Shadow, and then the Weasel Pog. So, yeah, very offensive, but the support just went down way too fast, and then it just isn't able to do enough after that.
You can't forget about Weasel.
I can't. We did Weasel. You got a Weasel too, huh?
Oh, yeah. For you.
You have your own. I have my own.
Yeah, I got mine before you.
All right, and then we have Oliver's weekend recap. What did you play on Saturday?
Prime Colossus with the motorcycle on super senses and charge, and the charge didn't really matter except giving me the +2 speed to my charge. Then I played the Ghost Rider from Wheels of Vengeance, super rare with Bucky's arm, Butterfly, Timebreaker Pog, Per-Degaton, and 2 Legacy Daredevils.
Now, what did you usually go into for your butterfly swap?
Either Major Logan or Elsa Bloodstone, because I saw a few Desperados that said no to my Wonder Woman.
Okay, so there was a lot of...
Sucked.
Per-Degaton was usually the piece you saw on the other side, though, that you would go into Major Logan for?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay.
Sometimes it is Prime Colossus.
Oh, yeah, there was actually still a decent amount of Prime Colossuses at the event.
Flex.
How do you think Colossus played in Modern post-rotation? Do you still like him?
Yeah.
Yeah, just as much now as you did going into Worlds?
Yeah.
Okay.
Even though I'm sad that he's rotating out next year.
You got almost a full year with him.
Yeah, but I'm sad.
How did you like playing the 048 Ghost Rider for the first time?
He was really good.
You liked him? You gonna stick with him too?
Yeah. I just said, nope, you are not outwitting that. You're not. I protect that for pulse wave. That's no pulse wave damage.
And then usually you're playing theme teams, and this time you played an unthemed team. So do you prefer playing unthemed teams now?
Theme teams, but I still like this on theme team.
Okay. And then how helpful was the Timebreaker Bystander that you played for the first time?
That was fun.
Yeah? Are you going to stick
I was
with
just
that?
going to go like, I'm going to prob that.
Were people able to get to him and take him out, or is he able to stay alive for most games?
He was able to stay alive for like all the games.
Mostly?
Yeah, mostly.
All right. What about Per-Degaton? Did you like him?
Oh, yeah.
What was your favorite part about Per-Degaton?
You sit in the corner.
The beginning when you get to put him somewhere
Yes.
else? Did you remember to do that in all your games?
Not all of them, but
Most?
yeah, you sit in the corner over there, and the rest of your team's over there. Have fun over there in the corner.
And then what about the Legacy Daredevils? Do you think you'll keep playing those? Did those work out well?
Oh, those were good. Holding my traffic bell, I'm like, try to kill me.
So then that's pretty much your whole team. Do you think you'll make any changes to your Modern team, or just kind of stick with this one for now?
Probably stick with this one.
Do you have anything in Black Panther or anything that you want to build around or add to your team from that?
No, but I really liked a bunch of stuff from Black Panther.
More just fun stuff for the weekly events?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So there were also BRs and supercharged seals, and you got a question from Taylor Laughman who wanted to know how many butts did Little Man kick in BRs and super sealeds?
Almost all of them.
Almost all of them? You had a fun time playing in those?
Yes.
What'd you walk away with from those? Do you remember some of your prizing?
Yeah, I remember I got a Night Thrasher. Got a Black Panther Play at Home kit with Killmonger and Black Panther.
You ended up with a Super Gambit, I think.
Oh, yeah.
And a Prime Tila.
Oh, yeah, Prime Tita. I was almost going to say Tila again.
And then Sunday was the 3v3 team sealed. We were hoping to pull a Tomb for Ollie, and we actually did.
Yay!
I think it would have gone a little bit better for us if he was in the B spot. A lot of people really, at Worlds, I think people kind of really overthink it, and so the team spots are all over the place. Everyone I played had the chase in A, and B was kind of just your mixed match. We had Jeremy on our team, and he said that almost, I think all of his matches were mirror matches. And then if Oliver had B spot, I think he would have done a little bit better there based off what he ended up going against in C. But Peter Marshfield also wanted to know, did you have fun playing a tomb in sealed?
I had fun.
You had fun?
Yes,
All right.
I won one of the games at least.
That's good.
Going pew, 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 pew.
But you said your D6 rolls were a little rough, huh?
Yes, they absolutely hated me.
For shape changes and for impervious?
Yes,
Yeah.
basically. I had like one impervious and one shape change. My dice probably hate me now.
Okay. And we ended up changing those, I think, didn't we?
Oh yeah, we changed that. Oh, we changed them to. What were they? What dice were they?
The forge ones.
Yeah, the forge ones.
And I think you did a little better with those.
Oh yeah. So the first time I rolled them, I rolled a 6 and a 5 after I rolled a critical hit.
And then you stuck with them the rest of the weekend, right?
Oh yeah.
All right. Anything else you want to add?
Not really.
All right. You have fun this weekend, though?
Oh yeah.
And you're looking forward to the next event?
Mhm.
Yeah? All right. Well, thanks for joining us. Ollie, I'm sure we'll see you back on here soon, okay?
Yep.
All right.
I will return.
Ollie will return. Wes was able to put on a crazy successful event. It raised $4,000 to help veterans. He's already making plans for next year, so if he was able to put this one together in time, in the time that he did this year, I can only imagine what he's going to be able to do next year. So definitely try and make it out next year too if you can. But then we also had the first weekend of the West Coast League. We have results for 4 of those 300 modern events. Miles, how is the this league going to work?
So where there's 5 stores for this first year, each store is gonna have 5 events. So one every other month, and then there's gonna be a point system. So first place gets, I think it's 3 points. Second place gets 2, and then third and fourth get 1 each. And then at the end of the and the 5th event, that's going to determine the store champion. So like there is a world where like someone can win 3 of the 5 or something like that, and then actually like lose the store championship, but still win it because they have more points. And then all the champions will meet in November in Northern California for pretty much like the CLIX League West Championship. So it's a nice little league to try and get stores throughout the West Coast, which is something that we need. Some of the stores had a lot better turnouts than others. So hopefully this will continue. But yeah, no, it was definitely a fun weekend for sure. I know we're still waiting on one other store to do their first event, which I think is in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks? Okay.
Yeah, the 23rd.
So the first of those 4 ones, though, that was in Dallas, Oregon, that Miles was able to attend. Top 8 for that was James Cannon, his assassin team. So he went with a Prime Kingpin, Deadpool and Hitmonkey, the A side of Domino with the Trick Arrows, Green Man with the Broadsword Construct, 035 Robin at 30 points, 2 Shadows at 30 points, and then Nebula at 25 with Bucky's Arm. Did you come up across this team at all?
Sadly, no. No, I did not. Yeah, he tried real hard. I watched some of his games because all my games ended early. But yeah, he just got overwhelmed because like, they're just so low point figures, and so it was real easy for people to get up on him, and so it was hard for him to come back from that.
What do you think he could change to make this a little bit better? Because this is a piece that I think with the right team could actually do really well.
Yeah, I think it's almost. I think it's there. I think he went in a little bit too much with the Kingpin gimmick. Realistically, I think that probably want to limit, like, take out Shadow, one of the shadows, and then potentially Robin or Nebula. And I think you probably actually want to keep in a Robin. So, and I'm not sold on the super rare Domino. So, like, right there, I would take off Domino and her. I think a huge thing is throwing Merlin over Domino, like that right off the bat. So that way you can actually compete against the meta. And then that will leave you with 55 points by taking off one of the shadows and the nebulas. And so I think there's something that you can probably work in there. for assassin. But I think the main thing is I think that with it being so squishy, I think Mern is needed for this team, so that way you can have some kind of protection. Because I mean the amount of range that this team has is just insane, and even against other Mern teams, I think it would be fine, just because of the amount of attacks that they can do. So
Yeah, I think there's some potential here. What do you think about Deadpool and Hitmonkey though? Because that kind of seems like a piece that I love that piece, but I'm not sure how well it fits on this team.
yeah, I didn't. He was gone before I was able to really see any of his games. So I'm not sure like how great he did it. I think that the one main problem with it is just everyone's too squishy, and like especially with Mern available, I think like Mern is just a must to get Assassin to work, especially if you're going to go the Kingpin route.
Right.
Um, because yeah, I mean, if you look at that like that Nebula, even with a rollout, like she dies real easily. The two shadows, they're dead, and then Robin.
She is so
So
good though.
she is, but that's the problem though, is that there's really not a lot of protecting her, and I think Mern gives her that protection against, even against other Mern teams, for instance, just because you're able to protect her against teams that really don't have a lot of high range, and like right now the range is not as prevalent currently, and so that would protect her a little bit, just because she just dies so easily, and so you want to try and get that protection.
Yeah, I think it's just a team to look out for still with a lot of
I
these
think I
pieces
think
that
so
are on
too.
there.
Yeah, no, I think that there's a piece or two. I think that even if he would have dropped Domino with Mern and gave like one of the shadows the trick arrow, I think that the team probably could have went 2-1 instead of the 1-2 that it did do.
Yeah, I
I do
agree.
like the Domino. I think Mern, especially when you look at the other teams that were on there, like everyone had monsters, other Mern keywords, and so it would have gave it a fighting chance, because all a Mern team has to do is put him in an indoor map, and what's he gonna do? He shares a Mern keyword, and he can't do anything.
Right. Do you want to bring us into number 7, Curtis?
Yeah, it's Casual Curtis. He has not made anybody's top 5 organ players. I'm not quite sure he ever will, but his Notorious Curtis dice. Yeah, he didn't really know what to play. He was going to do 300-point Kong when I was talking to him, but he decided to do the 200-point Kong because he loves potatoes. Not just potato pieces, but if you've seen him, potatoes as food as well. Um, so he had Kong at 200 with Amit and Cathan. Ghost Rider Wheels of Vengeance super rare with the 001 Ghost Rider, or oh, he ended up getting it changed because he can't read either. He's a clicks bad. He had the 1x2 super rare Ghost Rider as his pilot, which was luckily caught before the game started, and then he has 20-point Madison.
What was the problem?
Because you have to use a single base character for pilots. You can't use a 1x2.
Yeah,
Oh,
and so like even though like the AT units has let you, because it's a sideline, so it's not saying it's an illegal
gotcha.
build, because you can put anything on your sideline.
Yeah.
So yeah, but that was caught beforehand
How
because
did
reading's hard.
how did 200-point Kong fare against monsters?
He got destroyed. He played round one. Who did he win in? He went up against, I think, a 300-point Kong round one, so he was able to beat that one.
Okay.
And then round two, he went up against the second place team, which is a Black Lantern team, and lost to that. I can't remember who he lost to in the third game, but he just got overwhelmed by attacks, and his dice were just bad. And I told him that maybe he needs to learn how to roll dice, because it's been too consistent for it always being dice, which is why he can't play. I'm like, come on, learn how to roll them in. You get bad days and good days, but he never has good days. So
Yeah. I miss Curtis. I haven't seen
yeah.
him since Worlds the year before this last one.
I know. I just like taking pot shots. Nothing personal, people. Okay. I just think it's funny that he loves potatoes, both kinds.
All right. Dan, Curtis's fellow Clicksbad member, AJ Kilgore.
Sure. So he's playing Mystical. So it's Blue Beetle with the trick arrows, Wong with Bucky's arm, Man Thing the from next phase, 50-point Kong, and then Green Man with the broadsword with the and not much else on this team. So
Miles, any
Yeah, he
insight
did a lot.
into how his Blue Beetle performed?
His Blue Beetle did really good. He in the top and in the third round where he actually had a chance, he could have went 2-1. For some reason, he decided to have after he already KO'd the Daredevil once, and so he couldn't get any points. And then there was the 0 point Jeff, since Jeff was generated, he's going against. So instead of going against the Prime Swamp Thing, which he could have one-shotted with his flurry, he decided to go and kill the two 0 point figures, and he lost by, I think, like 45 points.
Classic clickbait strategy.
Yeah. That's the insight.
Now, going back to Blue Beetle real quick, Dan, you were building with Blue Beetle, and I think you planned on playing him at the Red, White, and Clix event, right?
Yes.
What was the main reason for dropping him finally?
Because he is a glass cannon that is like, yeah, he does a thing, but like the retaliation usually ends up just getting him killed.
Do you think that he'll have a place later on? Because it seems like a lot of people are already kind of dropping building with him.
I mean, you never know, especially with like Collector's Trove, you don't know. Like, I like the Green Man combo to make his range a little bit higher even, and then give him some protection because he can shoot through elevated. I like that. That's not a bad combo. But I still think he's a bit just he's a big risk for 75 points when I can just kill things and do the same thing essentially.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
I think that he's better at 45.
I actually am debating that just because his
I
his
think that
getting rid of
if you use
power.
him to just move into place to shut off a power,
Yep.
I think that it's totally fine. You can still do your roll. It doesn't matter. Like they can't 1 through 5 or 1 through 4. He's doing penetrating, so whatever, you know.
It's
And I
only
realize he starts with charge, but
Yeah, it's only during range attacks, but just for 45 being able to just take away powers that's not outwit is
Yeah.
really good. So that I think even at 45 I think he still brings value.
That's probably true. I don't think I would. If I have to play him at 45, I'm not playing him. But I think depending on what comes out at Collector's Trove, definitely look at what you can bring in there. Instead of, I don't know. How did Trick Arrows work with him? Because you can't use his ability again.
No, it's just adding insult to injury. Like you delete something and then you like say drop the Quake arrow or something. I mean, it's not bad. It's
Okay.
just
yeah, if you give him precision strike and you hit someone, you delete someone, you're then able to hit that arrow and then hit people. So yeah, or any other thing. So you guys just getting that extra damage.
All right, and then in fifth place, one name like Pete or Madonna is Devin.
He said that he has purchased from you several times, by the way, from eBay. So
Has he? I probably know who it is then.
yeah.
Devin played a monster team who was named Blackest Night. He started with Prime Swamp Thing with Avatar of Khonshu, Black Hand, Myrn, Batman, the Black Lantern Batman with Bucky's arm, dual Necrons with an Avatar Tarwet, and one with Avatar of Amit. His sideline was obviously the gods, Amit, Khonshu, Tarwet, and then he had Poseidon, Cathan, and the Batman of Zur-En-Arrh, which I personally think is really cool. And no barrel. Barrelless.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of barrels at this event.
So how did this perform with a Black Hand on the team for the TK?
It went surprisingly well. His first game, he's a newer player. He's only been playing for a few months, so the judge helped him build this team, and actually did really well. He was masterminding. He ended up losing by 10 points. He was masterminding to Prime Swamp Thing when he got attacked twice, and so he ended up having Prime Swamp Thing die instead of him. And it's like that really costed him, I think, real big. But like I said, he's a newer player, and he saw that. And yeah, the Black Hand just it's crazy to think at how good Black Hand actually performed. With them generating those markers, getting that perplex regardless of range or line of fire in those markers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the only monster with TK, so currently in modern, and Yeah, he's actually not bad. Like I was surprised. I was actually surprised that he actually played better, like synergized than I thought he would. I still don't think he's best in slot potentially because you can get other pieces with butterfly for TK and stuff. But
Now,
yeah, I mean it wasn't a bad offer.
who's better, Black Hand or Black Lantern Superman?
I mean, I don't even really think that's a.
It's not. It's not. I just want to hear you say it.
Yeah, no, I have to say, luckily if Black Hand had Kryptonian, I'd say Superman. But since Black Hand doesn't have Kryptonian, it's 100% Black Hand.
Okay, that's fair. All right, in fourth place, Skullpire O'Connor. So this
Michael.
one,
Yeah.
nope. His first name is Skullpire.
Okay, that's his new name from now on. Sorry, Michael.
That's what's in Discord, or not Discord. HC units. I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
Skullpire O'Connor. All right, so he played a full point Venom Goddess Symbiotes, and interesting enough with the motorcycle. So he is at 285. Is that all he played?
That's all he played. Yeah. I played him twice. That's why my total points look so low, is that I had to play him twice. Yeah.
So how
his
did
first game?
This is a piece honestly that I think is really really cool. Is this something?
His rollouts are Dan level insane.
Okay.
The only reason why I was able to get him was I was just able to overwhelm him with attacks, and so I'm like, all right, shape change, nope, shape change, and so I had to keep making him rolling. So like he would hit literally 3 to 4 of my 5 attacks. He'd roll shape change a turn. So I ended up beating him, in the first game, but yeah, during the cut, yeah, it got a little spicy. Like that was the longest game. He was able to get like 15 points off me with my bystander and my barrel, and just kept rolling out. Like,
what did he have the motorcycle set to?
Charge and
senses.
Yeah.
Oh, so you get both.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I have not thought about him since he lost the symbiotes from Beyond Amazing.
Spider-Man.
Yeah. Like the Colossal Carnages, and then also the equipment. But still very cool to see someone play him and take fourth in an event, though.
Yeah, he played Kong in the third game. This was actually weird. So like since both their names were Mike, even though his name's clear as Skullpire, the judge misplaced it and gave him the loss, and so he was 9th place, and so the Black Lantern that we just went over, Devin, he was thought that he was 4th place, and so it looked like 3 Black Lantern teams made 4th, to top 4, and Skullpire felt bad because he's like, man, I'm 1-2 with 600 points, like or 2-1, like how am I getting 9th? I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, I'm 2-1. I'm like, you need to go talk to the judge, and so they got fixed.
And that's probably when he went and legally changed his name to Skullpire, so he would never get mistaken by another Michael again.
Exactly. He's no longer Michael. He's now Skullpire.
Well, that makes sense.
Yes.
All right, Pete. Dustin McGibbon in third.
Big D 3020, Black Lanterns, monster theme. Another Prime Swamp Thing. I feel like I got the same team here. Avatar of Khonshu, Black Hand, Mern, Batman with Bucky's arm, Necron with Avatar, Tauret, and another Necron. His sideline is Cathan, Khonshu, Tauret, and once again, no barrel. Barrelless.
Yep. Well, yeah, so this is the judge's father-in-law, and so yeah, he built this team for him as well as Devin. So he didn't have the Batman on his sideline, but yeah, his team's not too bad. He played Prime Swamp Thing a little bad. For some reason in the third game or in the top 4, he decided to just throw his Prime Swamp Thing into the middle of the map against another Black Lantern team. So there's tons of misplays, but yeah.
How did
the team with Martin is?
How did Black Hand play in this match?
He actually played Black Hand probably the best, because he was able to throw him up there with get those grave markers and be able to perplex people down to make up for Mern. So then you would get the Mern's +1 with the PD would be -1, like so. Like Necron would have Mern, so he'd get the -1, but then he'd also perplex down someone's defense, or because usually he's not going to be in range of the Necrons, so he'd just perplex down them under the markers.
Right.
So
Okay.
So it actually worked pretty well with synergize with Mern.
Dan, second place, Matt Zielinski.
So this is also Black Lanterns but it's monster theme. So this is Swamp Thing with Avatar of Khonshu, Martian Manhunter with Avatar of Amit, which is just confusing. King Deadpool and Elsa with the trick arrows for free. Batman with Bucky's arm, Necron with Taweret, and Daredevil at 20. But this actually had the Nifty Barrel, which is great. And then
Great choice.
yeah,
Yep.
5 points of amazing. And had
So
Apocalypse.
Amit does seem a little bit weird, but you have to look at it too is the fact that he had sideline slot. It's a free god.
Yeah,
And if by some chance someone just outwits his special attack power instead of saying just steal energy, he still has steal energy. So
I
It's
guess
free,
I
yeah.
just I
free.
guess
That's
I
the main
just
reason why. Yeah, it's free.
yeah.
He actually wanted the original build had Seth. He was supposed to have Seth for Manhunter to give Manhunter the Mystics.
Okay, I just thought I
Yeah.
actually think that Amit is better on Batman than just Bucky's arm, but that's a personal
Well,
thought.
yeah, Bucky's arm letting him hit for 8.
Yeah, that's
So
fair.
yeah, that's the main reason why with that. Yeah. Yeah, no, this team's pretty good. It's got the Nifty Barrel and the Brock's Bunker. This unfortunately was the fastest game for first place to take out. It was turn 3, I believe it was like roughly 9.5 minutes. So
Well, do you want to tell us about the first place team?
Let's say, what did
yeah,
first place
so,
play then?
yeah. So first place team, it's Bear Shaker. The team name is The Happening. M. Night Shyamalan's best movie. It had non-prime Swamp Thing with Amit, Man Thing, Ultra Humanite, Iconics Ivy with Trick Arrow, Perdigaton, the 10 bystander from the Royal Flush Gang, Lucas, PJ, and Scott, as well as Nifty Traffic Barrel. And the sideline was obviously Amit, Cathan, who was also placed on Swamp Thing, and Reverse Flash. So Ultra Humanite is placed in there. I know it's really weird to see Ultra Human on the build, but
Yes.
there's going to be some matchups where, like, especially like against like a Black Lantern team, where Giant Reach just isn't good enough, or like you can't target them because it'd be considered blocked for stuff. So if it's in some world that they are able to destroy your plant markers, you want to be able to get Man Thing there to make an attack, as well as get another plant marker there. And so the idea is to TK up Man Thing. You then free place him into one of those markers. You take that power action with Ultra Humanite to move Man Thing. So Man Thing is able to pick up that plant marker that he was placed into. And then he's able to charge to get adjacent to their starting area. And since he picked up the marker with the move from Ultra Humanite, he can then place it since this is a separate movement. So when he charges, he can place that plant marker underneath them. So then you're able to follow it up with Ivy and Swamp Thing if needed. And yeah, the games went by unfortunately too fast. No one was prepared for the plant teams. Everybody went with Black Lanterns. And unfortunately, the regular super rare Swamp Thing just destroys the the Prime because he does
6 damage.
penetrating. So I was doing 7 damage or
7.
6 damage with him penetrating. So even if that Swamp Thing got close to full, like that's fine because Swamp Thing would be able to hit him for that much. Usually he's not going to be full by then because I didn't really have to deal with the full Swamp Thing. He was on his click too, so he dropped into that what's it called? He dropped him to the regen click, which is perfect for Ivy to then hit him and then drop the too dangerous arrow because he's usually adjacent to what's his name? Necron. So the Necron will be able to. So Necron, who supported him with Taweret and then free healed with his pizza markers only up 1, and so then you're able to put him back down to that click, and then follow it up with Man Thing and just go from there. So they weren't prepared for that, and even with Mern, like I didn't have a problem. There was a team that is another rather new player, I believe it was Aaron. It was Hawkeye and Hawkeye with the trick arrows, Peacemaker, Mern, Patch, Valentina, and Prodigaton. And I love the idea of this team that I played in round 1 because he has Peacemaker. But the only problem is that Hawkeye and Hawkeye is a big threat. Ivy or Swamp Thing with doubles just one shots it. So sure, Peacemaker can do that, but it's after resolutions, and by then your main attacker's dead. And so that's what happened with him. And
Right.
he's like, really? I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry. He's dead. Yeah. So yeah. So Peacemaker didn't really. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. I said, no, I want to attack the rest of your team. You can't get to me. The only person I was worried about was Hawkeye and Hawkeye with Mern. So that was one of the scariest teams. The Black Lanterns on paper looked like a scary matchup, but once it got into it, it just I was able to go first, and I think even going second, putting them on Brock's bunker, I think with the barrel is enough to really protect myself, even with Mern.
Yeah, definitely.
So I know a few people think that it was luck on who went first for those matchups, but I'm gonna have to egotistically disagree with that. I think plants just overwhelm the Black Lanterns currently. I think Black Lanterns are still a top tier team,
Sure.
but yeah, the Red, White, and Click showed how many people were playing the plants. I believe I was the only person playing plants at all 4 of the Clicks League West events. So
Now, what was the purpose of the 10 pog?
So the 10 pog, in case it came up, so the 10 pog, I had 10 points left over. I'm looking for some pogs. It's really not really objects I want. She has the Batman enemy and the Batman ally, as well as outwit and a rollout, which is nice. So like super senses, I can give her a rollout. She also doesn't share a keyword with Mern, so then I'm able to go and pick up the barrel. But the main purpose is for her to give me outwit, because per Degaton I don't ever choose the outwit click.
Okay.
And in some small world, depending on matchups, there could have been a world where I need Swamp Thing to have stealth. So being able to copy that Batman ally,
Yeah.
even though it didn't come up with any of these matchups, it's something that I try to. I thought that it could come up on depending on matchups, because I don't know what everybody's going to play, and so I figured at 10 points, she's not really taking away from my team, but she's giving me something that could come up and be very important in a matchup. So.
And
And then
then
Swamp Thing, yeah, she can carry Swamp Thing and then share his 12 attack in a small world. I can use her as an attacker. So
oh yeah. And then I don't think a lot of people are playing the Lucas, PJ, and Scott Pog right now because after Porter's rotated, the Pulse Wave isn't as prevalent. But I'm guessing that Empower did really well for both Swamp Thing and Ivy sitting in the back.
oh yeah, and it was really great too, because there was some instances where they were able to destroy some of my markers, and so I could just make him tiny like the turn before or whatever, and I can be carried with the Lucas, PJ, Scott with a sidestep, and then be able to place a marker.
Yeah.
So that came up in a few matchups. So then I just change a giant, and then he just carries the PJ and Scott when I charge the next turn. So
And then Cathan was usually on Swamp
it
Thing.
was always on Swamp Thing. Yeah. So the reason why I tested it with Dan, it came up against his game, but no one was really playing Mystics. So the cool thing about Swamp Thing is that with that free attack and the emit giving him steal energy for all of his clicks besides his last 3 is like Ivy is going to be usually taking that first attack. And if you see a lot of people with Mystics, like it's a perfect opportunity to drop the 2 dangerous arrow and let her take those 3 clicks of Mystics. Because then you can just power action with Swamp Thing. You can go ahead and take that unavoidable. That's fine. With Emit or with Cathan, he'll still be at 12 for 5 or 12 for 6 with Lucas, PJ, and Scott. And so then you can follow up healing her and do your free attack. And so he's back to top dial.
Okay. And then I saw quite a few people at our event play Reverse Flash Main Force. How did he work for you on your sideline?
He came out in 2 games because unfortunately the other 3 I was able to kill the person too fast. But the 2 games he came in to play was actually is pretty important because he gave me that extra attack that I needed for him not to roll out against the Venom God. So
how clutch was he in some of your wins?
Well, I wouldn't really say he was clutch, but I would say, I guess, even in the top 4 game, he was clutch because he was the one that was making most of the attacks because he kept rolling out of my other attacks. And so having that extra attacker
Yeah.
gave me the opportunity to actually put damage in there.
Okay.
That way he had to roll 5, 5 shape changes instead of 4, and so the chances of him missing are higher with more rolls.
Right.
So yeah, he's better on the main force. There's just really no other prime on the sideline to use. Etrigan doesn't really work great with this team because I don't want to replace anyone, and so yeah, Reverse Flash made it by default.
All right. Well, congrats on your victory at the first cliX League West event in Dallas, Oregon.
Yep,
That'll take us then
appreciate it.
to the second one. This was in Linwood, Washington. It looks like there's only 6 people at this event, so that's, I think, one of the better things about this league, though, is hopefully you start to see with more regular play, more people kind of joining and coming out to these events. So hopefully this grows. But do you want to take us to 6th place JB, Dan?
Yeah, sure. So this is another Black Lanterns team. This was Prime Swamp Thing, Martian Manhunter, Green Arrow, Wonder Woman, and Necron. And that's it. No gods, no nothing.
What was the team name?
Black Lanterns Matter. So this is just purely Black Lanterns. I'm guessing they still worked, but that's tough with just the figures, I guess. Like I mean,
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. The is there no leadership then?
no, there's no leadership at all.
Because Superman is trash.
Well, that we know. It's more just there's none of the other stuff that I guess I'm used to. I'm guessing this player might not have had access to some of that stuff, which I understand.
Yeah, his name doesn't look familiar, and I haven't really seen him at any of the events that I went to, and so I think he might be a newer player or just like mainly just a local player.
Yeah,
But it's
I get
cool
it.
that the events like this are able to get players like this to play and get
And
better.
this is how you
Oh,
get
yeah,
better,
no,
is playing in these. So
Exactly. Yeah, that's the only way to do it.
all
But I
right.
feel like there's something missing on his build sheet because he's 30 points under.
Well, I just think
Yeah, that
he
is
was
weird.
playing Black Lanterns specifically, and he maybe just didn't go monsters and play something else. Pete, do you want to go to 5th place, Charles Constant?
I do. The Man Bat has not good Barry! Exclamation point. Future theme. Omega Batman with a motorcycle. Cosmic King at 40. Lightning Lord at 40. Per Degaton also with a motorcycle. At 40 though, that should be noted. Reverse Flash with the trick arrows on the main force, and Rip Hunter.
Very cool to see a future theme. And then taking 4th was Merritt Chapman. Nobody put Starro in the corner. It was Prime Colossus, the Legacy Starro at 80 points. The Butterfly, Harley Quinn from Masters of Time, 061, the Chase. Space Ghost, and then per Degaton, it was unthemed. Sideline for Butterfly swaps looks like Elsa Bloodstone, Major Logan, Myrn, and Wonder Woman.
I really hope that someone that was playing Per Degaton put Starro in the corner. I really hope, because I would. Just because.
So there's a thing that came up with the rules and placing 2x2s. Is that because of Prodegaton, like it could go either way. Of you could have them break their first turn immunity by placing
Well,
them.
it's before the beginning of the game. It's when they set up their figures, so they still wouldn't. It'd be.
Oh yeah. So
Wouldn't
no, they
be,
should be able
yeah.
to keep it. Yeah, but that did
So
come up.
it's-
I remember that came up during
Yeah.
ours where they were trying to place a 2x2, and it was a little awkward. So
Yeah, because I think the wording from Per Degaton covers that because it says
it should. Yeah, because it's during the game
it's
setup.
during game setup, which is before beginning of game, and so beginning of game is when they have their starting squares. So
Yeah,
I think
so
we're
that should be
lucky there.
fine.
That would just be busted if he's
That-
able to just break first turn immunity by doing that.
For
That's what I
Colossus.
thought of it. That's what I thought because it's a 2x2, but they should still have their like FTI basically no matter what.
Yeah.
All right, Miles, 3rd place.
All right, 3rd place, Black Lanterns Monsters Modern by Zach Whittlesey. He had Prime Swamp Thing, King Deadpool and Elsa with the trick arrows, Wendigo, the Iconics, Black Lantern Wonder Woman, right, with Tauret.
Yep.
Then you have Black Lantern Batman, and then Black Lantern Necrom with Avatar of Khonshu.
cool to see the Wendigo make a team. Obviously, Deadpool and Elsa amazing on monsters, and then that's I think still how you got to play Black Lanterns, monsters with leadership from somewhere else.
I do think that Wonder Woman is underrated though. So as a Black Lantern for 45 points, what she does is
Oh, yeah,
really
what she
good.
does at 45 points is just insane, and when she heals up,
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Dan J Patel in second.
All right, looks like we got more monsters. We do. So it is Black Lantern monsters. It is Swamp Thing with Khonshu, Butterfly, King Deadpool and Elsa with the trick arrows, Black Lantern Batman with Bucky's arm, Necron with Tararet, a Daredevil, and a Madison, the Pog. So it does not break theme. Sidelines Ace, Chthon, Cosmo, Khonshu, Space Ghost, and Tararet. So it was able to sneak on a good TK. Let's see, Cosmo for I'm assuming the healing shenanigans,
Barrel.
and then and also had the barrel. So also great, 5 points.
And then taking first was Colin Chapman with a mystical team.
Mystical with the mystical team. He had not one but two man things, not to be confused with Two Finger Dan, 53A. Morgan Le Fay. Two giant size man things. Morgan Le Fay, Wonder Woman, Death Metal. Elsa Bloodstone, the Prime with Trick Arrows, Jennifer Kale. Madison, there's an Y and an I, but they're not where you think. For 20 points, and Daredevil. So a very cool team, very cool mystical team. Had a Chthon on the sideline. Was barrelless though, to be noted.
I'm trying to understand the point of Morgan on this team. That is my only gripe with this. Otherwise,
So, well, when an opposing character within range is damaged by mystics, I'm guessing is the big thing. You're able to heal everyone like one click, or one person, one click. So
yeah, that's
I know
true.
it's in 5 range, but like I think that's probably the main trick of it is you're able to heal up your figures.
And with two
Okay,
man
I was
things,
just
that's probably pretty good.
yeah, that is
And
quite
the
good.
problem, because I mean, I guess if they outwit his invincible, he'll take the mystics. But
Mhm.
yeah.
No, that's pretty good because you still have Death Metal to bring something back to, so you can be
It's
hyper
when an
aggressive.
opposing character. So yeah, so whenever an opposing character takes mystics from his own team, then he's able to heal.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And you could double perplex that up with Madison to make it a 7. So
So congrats to Colin for taking the event at Linwood, Washington. And then Santa Ana, California. 8th place was Brandon Weber. Brandon played Flash Raptor Alpha. So this is the first team I've seen with a Flash Raptor on it. He is a Flash Raptor at 100, Avatar of Khonshu for another 10, Diana at 50 with the Hell Cycle, and then the Pegasus Captain America with Bucky's arm, the Chase Harley Quinn, a Timebreaker Pog per Degaton, and Timebreaker. And he is a past theme. So this is, what's the main thing here? Just trying to place with Flash Raptor, or place with Diana and then attack with Flash Raptor, and then place Captain America.
yeah, it seems like it. Looks like that's the thing. I think you're also doing the Harley to buff everybody before you go over too.
Mm-hmm. I saw a lot of Diana this weekend. I think she's actually going to stick around. She's very helpful in mobilizing, even though she actually has to roll that attack. Still worth playing. I saw her do quite a few good things actually. So I think she's here to stay.
Yep.
All right. Let's see here. 7th place, Nicholas Madison Miles.
Yep. He was the runner-up at Worlds. Came in second in Worlds. He got 7th place. He had a mystical theme with Blue Beetle, King Jefferson, Tong, Green Man with Khonshu, Jennifer Kale, the Timebreaker Pog, the Weasel Pog, and then Madison with Khonshu and Poseidon on the sideline. So I'm not sure exactly if he's trying to do the Jefferson bomb or the Blue Beetle. Looks like he's probably playing Jefferson for that 19 defend. And then Blue Beetle with that. And Jennifer Kale is going to help protect him a little bit, everybody. So
yeah, this is one I would have liked to see. It looks like it has a lot of different ideas in it, and all are, depending on what the matchup is, has potential to do a decent amount of damage.
Yeah, it looks like it's all over the place, but I think that's actually good and beneficial to the team.
Actually,
a lot of answers.
Yeah, I think this is more of a defensive mystical team. Like you want to kind of chill on your side of the map, honestly, and you're not really going for the bomb unless you absolutely have to.
Yeah, there's plenty of other stuff going on.
2. but I'm hesitant to say that it's because the team was bad. Because Nicholas is a great player, and so I'm guessing probably dice or specific matchups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have Jackson's team, Dan?
So he played. Hold on, I have to grab it because he played the same thing as Clay Wood. So hold on, let me grab that. Let's see if I can. Did we have Clay Wood on here for?
Where did
Clay,
he play?
Oh, there we go. Uh, he played. Oh, he played in Silver States. I'm confused. Okay, he told me this is the same thing that Clay played, so that's why I'm.
He's probably thinking for Silver States.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm not.
okay. So he told. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. He told me the wrong team then. Because but I did specifically ask him what he played for Modern, but I don't think he actually gave me an answer, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. All
Yeah,
right.
sorry about that.
Well, Jackson, enter your team into the win. So we have it. Or not the win. HC units.
Yeah, don't do the win.
No.
Definitely not the win.
All right, Pete. Fifth place is Darren Gendron.
Darren had a team that he named Kaiju Black. It says death and death situation, so that seems ominous. It was unthemed. He had Butterfly, King Deadpool, and also Bloodstone with the trick arrows. Batman Notorious 063, which is the old Black Lantern Batman with Bucky's arm. Cosmo, Necron with Avatar Tauret, Hellcow, Starro, Timebreaker, and Timebreaker. How did he get Cosmo main? Oh, I see. That's the other one. That's not the. Okay, sorry. Lost my Cosmo thought there. Sideline is Batman of Zur-En-Arc, Cthon, Green Arrow, Mern, Ra's al Ghul, and Taweret. And I do not see a barrel.
So breaking theme just to heal Starro, it looks like, with Cosmo.
And,
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
And the lanterns, right? Because you can get as long as they're holding the objects, they can use.
Yeah,
support
Hellcow
free.
will be able to heal too. And then the interesting thing here too is that because Hellcow has that
Smoke cloud
that
power.
one trait, Smoke Cloud is free, and then friendly characters occupying that terrain generated by Hellcow heal one additional click, and so all he has to do is just put that underneath Starro. So then, because Starro will also be able to pick up that
The pizza.
the pizza from what's his name, Jeff. So then yeah, he'll be able to heal that one, and then whenever he's supported, it's a minimum 2. So yeah.
All right.
And you're getting at least 2 autonomous heals with the time breakers. So
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to go into something, that's a pretty good thing to go into, Starro.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to take a little bit of work to take down those pieces. Coming in fourth is Anthony Berrigan. Anthony played Call Me Beat Me, which was an unthemed team. He had Butterfly, Caveman Wally West with Bucky's arm, Diana on a motorcycle, a Legacy Daredevil at 30 points, Prime Elsa Bloodstone at 30 points with the Trick Arrow, Space Ghost, Predegaton, and a Time Breaker at 5. And then sideline for Butterfly, maybe the Pegasus Captain America. Why is he there? Doesn't have to be a standard.
It just says standard.
He's
He's standard. 1 by 2.
Okay.
1 by 2 peanuts are standard.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then Cthon on the sideline, Elsa Bloodstone, Chase Harley Quinn, Mern, and Death Metal Wonder Woman. And, of course, the barrel. Good taste. Good taste.
Yeah, I'm guessing he only had 1 Daredevil because I'm sure he would rather play 3 Daredevils than 1 at 30.
Yeah, I would agree. All right, let's go into third place, Miles.
Jose Cush with a team called Mardernia. Prime Colossus, it's unthemed, with Butterfly, Caveman Wally West with Bucky's arm, Kong, Space Ghost, and Predegaton. Seeing a theme here. His sideline options were Diana, the non-prime Elsa Bloodstone, John Constantine, Mern, and Death Metal Wonder Woman. With a nifty traffic barrel. So, yeah.
Definitely a big uptick in Space Ghosts, which is good to see.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Then second place.
that is going to be Richard Medina, who played
Funky Cold Medina.
Yeah. His team name was just Kong. Interesting. So it's Blue Beetle with the trick arrows, Butterfly, Kong at 50, Green Man with the broadsword, Fulcrum Abominus, which I keep forgetting that he's still legal, Madison, Perdegaton, and then Timebreaker Pog. And sideline was Ace, Chthon, Elsa Bloodstone, Non-Prime, Major Logan, Mern, and Death Metal Wonder Woman also has the barrel.
I think this is the most unthemed teams that we've seen, isn't it? In an
Yeah,
event.
I think so too. Yeah.
All right, Pete.
I'm not sure if the clicks one or the red white clicks, but yeah.
I think most of them are still themed. I could be wrong on that though. Pete, do you want to bring us into the first place team by Jeff Bullard?
Yeah, green is now Death 2.0 monster theme. Mr. Bullard played Prime Swan Thing with Avatar of Khonshu, Butterfly, King Deadpool, and Elsa Bloodstone with the trick arrows. Batman with Bucky's arm. That's Black Lantern Batman. Necron with Avatar Tawret. 2 Legacy Daredevils, and his sideline was Ace Chthon, Cosmo, Khonshu, Space Ghost, and Tawret, and he did have a barrel. So we had a nice run of barrels at the end there.
Yeah, so many Black Lanterns on the West Coast.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of monsters and unthemed. This is probably the closest thing I've seen to the Black Lantern team I would play, monsters. I like this one a lot.
Yeah.
All right, and then that's going to bring us into our fourth and final Clix League West event. This one was in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Taking 8th place was Hal Senke. He played a team called Mongers, and it was Kong, Wong, and Madison. So Kong at 200 points, 75-point Wong, and then Madison. So he did have 5 points left over. Didn't play the barrel. Probably should have gotten your hands on one of those. And then Chthon. What's that?
Then you could have been boggers.
Mm-hmm.
And then Chthon was what, probably on Kong.
I'm assuming.
Yeah, Kong. Yeah.
Or Wong, I guess. I mean, you have 3 options. So.
Yeah, the straight has been thrown in too. Like I could see them putting the Bucky's arm on Wong. Yeah, so this seems like an incomplete one with the sidelines and stuff. But yeah,
Yeah, I think those extra
The
5
Warriors.
points could have made a little bit of a difference.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Definitely.
just trying to find a play on the name Bewongers. I like that one better.
7th place, Miles.
you know what? Wow. Uncommon Wonder Woman at 120 with the team up. Love to see it. The Justice League Dark theme. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Swamp Thing, and then Zatanna, the Uncommon with Hell Cycle.
Wow.
I have one question. Did this guy lose a bet somewhere to have to play this team, or just that into it?
He thinks so, yeah, because he went 2-1. So I mean that's a success right there.
I think so.
100% of success.
That's just
Congratulations.
I would like to say, Adam Crittenden, you are the greatest Justice League Dark player in the world. So
100%.
please, if you listen to this, or if someone knows this guy, please reach out to me. I need to interview this guy on Tide to Tide. I need to talk to the greatest Justice League Dark player. Like this is I'm wow. This is Simon Garth levels of greatness right here.
It is Garthian.
Make it happen.
Yeah. He did it in modern, no less. So not just pulp. So it's amazing.
All right, Dan, number 6.
I was about to hit that next drop.
We have Alex Ledford, who played another unthemed team. I thought it was Mystical, and then I'm like, oh no, it's not.
And
No.
so
So it's Blue
And
Beetle.
six?
It's Blue Beetle with the trick arrows. What was that?
it's a person named Jude Sanchez is what I have.
Oh,
Yep.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one. That's my bad.
With a team named Sorcery Syndicate.
Yeah, sorry, that was looking at. I grabbed the wrong name. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong line. But it's Blue Beetle with the trick arrows, Ghost Rider 048, Morgan Le Fay again, and then one Death Metal Wonder Woman with Bucky's arm, Madison, and Perdegaton with Chthon on the sideline.
I'm honestly surprised to see Morgan Le Fay, Morgan Le Fay getting played without being on a, what is it?
Armor or
Camelot.
Yeah,
No,
Camelot.
this is what's crazy. Yeah, this is where when I was talking with Alyssa during my interview with her, um, this is what's weird. Like the West Coast has like this crazy weird meta that like nowhere else does.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's not saying that's bad. It's just that like it's. I think that I
It's just
mean,
different.
obviously we got West Coast player got second in Worlds, and we had 2 in the top 4. But yeah, it's really weird because it's like, why would you play Morgan Le Fay? But I mean, there's obviously a reason. Yeah, because she's what won the Washington one, and yeah, she's. I think it's what the 3rd or 4th team with her in it, which is nuts.
Yeah, I didn't think that she would see play without being on a Camelot team, so it'll be interesting to see if she sticks around after seeing a couple of events. Pete, 5th place, Luke Fitz.
Luke Fitz with the appropriately named team. Mystical theme. Blue Beetle, Trick Arrows, Wong, Ghost Rider, 048, Death Metal, Wonder Woman, Madison. Then the sideline was Blade, Davian Hellstrom, Ghost Rider, and Poseidon. And that's your team.
A lot of Blue Beetles in this these last few.
I love him.
4th place is just somebody named Toasty.
That's yeah, beefcakes.
Team is Beefcakes, unthemed again. Wakanda Hulkbuster at 125. Prime Colossus with the motorcycle. Forge from Deadpool Weapon X 035. And then Frenchie and Per Degatin. And then what does Frenchie go on? Wakanda Hulkbuster.
Well, kind of. I was gonna say Wakanda Hulkbuster. Yeah.
I just hope whenever he introduces himself, he's like, Toasty!
It's a requirement.
Yeah. He's clearly a Mortal Kombat fan.
I hope so. Otherwise, he just likes being warm.
Yeah,
That's true. It could just be really cold all the time.
he doesn't want to brag and he doesn't want to boast, but do you know what he loves most? French toast. I mean,
Bring us to number 3.
you guys haven't heard that song. Third place is Memer Everett, with a team named Future. Old King Thor at 125 with a motorcycle. King Arthur at full with the broadsword. Per Degaton at 40 and Reverse Flash at 40. No sideline, and his objects were just 3 standard objects. So even though his team is named, even though he's in Future, he's playing like he used to in the past. It's really weird.
Very
It's just a
true.
little weird.
I do want to know how old King Thor performed.
I'm quite curious. It's like that. Looks,
Yeah, I mean, he went. I guess he went 2-2, so he was 2-1 and lost in top 4. So I mean, yeah, that's.
There was
be very
it's 16-person event though, and to take Old King Thor to 3rd.
That's what I mean. Yeah, I mean,
impressive.
even though it says it's 2-2, like that's because it was top. It made top 4. I mean, it only cut to 4. But yeah, I mean, that's it. To win 2 games with that team, because that team doesn't really look like a lot, but great. But I mean, the field actually looks extremely good. So yeah, to see this at 3rd is insane.
Yeah, very neat. 2nd place.
Is that Nick Chad playing Kong Shu Space Flash? So it's Kong with Avatar Khonshu, Reverse Flash with Bucky's arm, and Space Ghost with the motorcycle. Unthemed, interesting. But you've got stuff on there. So it's not bad.
Yeah,
it's one of those where I'm like,
people. I mean, his score is insane, 1,100 points. So
yeah, that's a lot of points. I'm assuming Kong was definitely doing the heavy lifting there, but
what Space Ghost is actually great with Kong too, because it's like Kong can't be propped. So.
Yeah, just perplex him and Kong just does Kong things.
Yeah.
All right, and then winning the event was Matty G.
Matty G with the past theme and a past name for his team. So he had, it looks like, Batman swap with Trick Arrows. He had started the main forces Masters of Time 017 with Trick Arrows, and he also had Batman Masters of Time 032, Flash Rapper at 50, Captain America, Peg Cap with Bucky's arm, Perga Degaton at 40 points with a motorcycle, and Green Man with the Avatar of Khonshu, and then the sideline was the additional Batman swap, so 001, 017 again, 033, 044, and 101, and then Konshu. And I do not see a barrel, but congratulations, Matty G.
Interesting. Did you say per Degaton at 40 points?
Yes.
I think
For
this is
Degaton at 40 with the motorcycle.
So yeah, we saw per Degaton a lot with all these events. Is he the only one that played him at 40?
No, there was somebody else. Yeah,
Was there
Yeah,
one
I
more?
think
there was somebody else. Yeah.
Yeah, one or
There's
two
at least
people.
one more that I read, for
Well,
sure.
I think the coolest thing about this though is that he was able to take the Batman swap and win an event. So I mean, this already is going to show that this is going to be a really good mechanic to build with in the future.
Yeah, absolutely.
So proving that really quick, which is cool to see. That was a 16-person event and winning with the Batman swap. So yeah, that's awesome.
Full wipes too, so like it was dominating.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. So that is our fourth and final Clix League West. You said there's another one for the first round of them, Miles, in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, the November 23rd, cliX Collective in California is running it as well.
Okay, so yeah,
I believe that.
we'll grab the results when that comes out too, and go over those. That's going to bring us to Silver States, though. So the first one is in Tennessee. Tennessee had 15 people, and taking eighth was Brian Ross with a team with Rogue Prime. It had an X-Men theme, so Rogue Prime with the Power Gem. She was at 250, and then Emma Frost from the Hellfire Gala, the 008, with the Remaker ring, bringing back Maggot, and then the Polaris from the Hellfire Gala with the Zero and Liar rings.
I like this. This is cool.
We saw this. We saw yesterday. A lot of this is just based off of if Rogue can hit and hit her rollout. So she seems like a piece that could do just ridiculous work, or if the dice fail, just go down really quick. So this is definitely a team that I would have liked to watch progress through an event.
I mean, her hitting for 7 damage top dials pretty impressive. So
Oh yeah, but all it takes is what we saw even in our big game when Christine played Rogue. All it takes is one whiff, a super sense on a 6 or something like that, and then all of a sudden you're kind of stuck. So this is but a 250 point Rogue with the Power Gem. That's definitely one that I would like to watch.
Yeah, that's fun.
What about 7th place?
7th place, we have Andrew Mashborn. His team name is States Build 2024, and based off of these results, he's actually he's actually the second best Starro player in Tennessee. Sorry, Nick, it's not you. You miscut. His team's name is States Build 2024. His team was 100-point Starro with the Butterfly. It's just the non-legacy Star at 100. Butterfly, Prime Colossus at 60. Indigo 1 with the Indigo Tribe ring. Maria Hill with Darkhold. Jennifer Kale with the Spin ring. And Starro with Khonshu, the legacy. And then his sideline was Brainiac, the 10-point JLU chase. The legacy Cosmo, Griever, Khonshu, the JLU Lex Luthor chase, and then Major Logan and Myrn.
All right.
So yeah, it's the Starro build where you just heal them up and then use Maria Hill to mind whenever you mind control. You don't even need to hit. If you targeted them, then they can't attack. Yeah.
Yeah, if that goes off, it's a pretty mean combo.
Mm-hmm.
Number 6, Chris Robertson.
all right, so we got Avengers adjacent. Oh, sorry. So this is Starbrand with Bucky's arm, Wong with the trick arrows, Doctor Strange from War of the Realms with the motorcycle. Interesting. AV-60 Falcon, Brother Voodoo Prime with the reality gem, and then Hope Summers at 40, and the AV-60 Spider-Man for the extra like Spider-Man or just wild card. I'm assuming to copy Spider-Man family or just whatever else you need. That's right. This is silver, so we won't ever see a barrel.
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, I think he was using the recruiter strange because there's no sideline. I think he was just using him for that free ping damage.
Yeah, I was thinking the ping damage, and then I'm assuming the motorcycle. You could have put him on running shot then to give him to get. I mean, he's got 8 range and sees through hindering, so it's not bad.
Yeah, you're making him an attacker, yeah, and I mean he's realistically not bad for 50 points, especially when you look at War of the Realms, like for what he does
Yeah,
with the motorcycle. I mean, he actually becomes a decent attacker at that
I
point.
don't like Brother Voodoo with the reality gem just because he already has TK on his attack power. Like the perplex is good, I guess.
What you're doing is you're giving him triple target mind control.
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay. I was trying to figure out what he was doing there, and I'm like,
That's the only thing I can think of is that. So you're probably going to place him with Falcon,
oh,
and
okay.
then give him because the Doctor Strange just says choose a hit character, and so Brother Voodoo's going to be able to mind control 3 people, and then Doctor Strange you can then do a penetrating damage to one of those 3 people. That's what I'm guessing. So yeah,
and he's got
like
the improved targeting through characters too. So 3 bolts for a mind control with a perplex and prob. That's not bad at all.
Okay, I like it. Turn him into a pseudo attacker. I dig it.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing I can think of for reality gem, because it has to be for that 3rd target.
Then going to 5th place.
Dark Side is you got Masters of Time Dark Side with the silver surfboard, Venom Magneto with the spin ring, Felix Faust with the 0 on the Liar ring, and 10-point Proteus with the Absorbing Man on the sideline. Unthemed. First Dark Side sighting.
And the first unthemed, I think, silver build that we've seen.
Oh no, the Starro team was unthemed.
Yeah. Oh, was it?
From 7th.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. So this is starting to do some of the Dark Side things with the unavoidable and that. So.
Well, yeah, it's mainly just because, but the 0 is not on Dark Side, which I thought was interesting. I'm just expecting the 0 to be on Dark Side, but the surfboard's interesting. I mean, he's cosmic, so he'll get all the bonuses without getting the negatives. So hypersonic with what he does is not bad either.
Well, if you're gonna put it on something else, make it a super mobile piece with rollouts like Felix Faust, and then you still have Venom Magneto to carry him around, and so it's an interesting version of it.
I think this entire build is actually silver. There's no modern game elements on here whatsoever, which is rather interesting.
Except for Darkseid.
Well, sorry.
Except for
Darkseid.
75 points of Darkseid, or 75% of the build being Darkseid.
There's only 300 points of modern on this build. Other than that, I don't see anything else.
No, more or less, I was thinking he doesn't have a sideline.
I don't understand.
He doesn't have a sideline.
Yeah, they could have gone maybe 400 points of modern or something in silver. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I don't be eating that one for a while. So.
Yeah, that's it.
I think a little interesting stuff though is putting the silver surfboard on Darkseid just to give him a little bit more that he can attack at the same time that he gets that move. But the big things are how he's getting that barrier adjacent to characters right now. So that's Proteus, the 0 ring, and is that it?
I think that's it. Yeah.
Okay, I thought there was more, but no.
No.
All right. Yeah. So there it is.
I will now refer to him as Silver Age Darkseid.
Sorry.
Thanks to Dan.
Sorry. What I meant was I was also expecting him to have more modern game elements on his sideline. Like he didn't have anything. He just had Absorbing Man on his sideline. So.
You're not helping.
Yep.
Yeah, you're making it worse.
That was Alex Ledford's team. I don't think we mentioned that. Coming in 4th is Benjamin Umansky. He had Dictators of the Deep, a ruler theme team.
3 of my favorite things.
It was Namor from Wheels of Vengeance, The Chase at 145 with the Galactus Herald on him, and then Aquaman's team up with the Blue Lantern Ring, Aquanix with the Avatar of Khonshu, Kazar from Avengers Forever, the Black Shirt Scott Porter, and then also Prime Storm from XDPS.
Haven't seen her in so long.
And then I don't even know this piece, but I'm sure Miles does. King Aquaman.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. This piece just destroyed people in my first Silver Age thing. This piece is insane. King Aquaman is amazing. Best 20 points.
Interesting. This might actually be my favorite build so far. This is very cool.
Yeah, so Nick went up against this round 1 and got destroyed. I tried telling him that Dolphin's going to be a problem. He needs to prepare for it. He didn't want to prepare for it. He didn't want to listen.
Should have listened, Nick.
Maybe that's why. You should have, because Dictators of the Deep, that's we love all three of those things. You should have known.
Yeah.
We love dictators or dictators in the deep. Which one? Because that's the only way I'm getting the three things.
The three things: Dictators and Deep.
Come on, let's go to the next one. I'm done with that.
Hold on, I'm just doing
No,
a little.
It's a great dolphin.
A little bit of math. Looks like 400 points of Silver Age stuff only. All right.
Nope.
Third place.
Your math is even worse.
All right, Miles. Third place.
Third place is Joaquin Holmes. Not to be confused with Joaquin Phoenix of 80s movies fame. Great man. Ghost Rider at 75. Wheels of Vengeance 044, which is going to be the Alejandro Jones. Soldier Supreme at 75. It's a mystical theme. Mystical Knight. Miss Teal Knight is the team name. 048 Ghost Rider with Bucky's arm. Arachnite at 60 with Soul Sword. Constantine. Madam Web with Web Shooters, and Scott Porter. Sideline was Prime Man, Death Rider, King Arthur, and Morgan Le Fay. This seems like a man after Redmond's own heart.
Yeah, I just said I liked the Dolphin team there, but this is actually my new favorite team now.
Yeah, this is there a chance you're running this at your states?
I was gonna say it looks like
something close to this is definitely an option. I'm not sold on that Ghost Rider. I like Soldier Supreme, but again, I'm not positive that that's the route I would take. And I like my full points Arachnite, but there's tons of stuff to love about this build.
You fickle bitch. It literally lasted one more team. Come on.
Yeah, maybe we should have swapped teams. Because the Dictators of the Deep is 100%. Like, I love that build, especially seeing it make top 4 with that name.
Whoever gets handed the Miles build out of this group is immediately going over the day, except for you, Miles. I don't even know why these pieces are on a team together. They shouldn't even be on a shelf together. Forget it.
All right, next is Starro's Iron Fist from Uncle Aaron. So he's got Starro,
Ron.
He's got Starro at 100, the original version, then Butterfly at 60, Prime Colossus at 60, Indigo 1 with the Indigo Tribe Ring, Maria Hill from Captain America and the Avengers, Space Ghost at 30, Starro, the Legacy with Avatar of Khonshu, and then the good old Mary Jane Watson from SVC. And then his sideline consists of Black Vulcan, Cosmo, Griever, Khonshu, Major Logan, Mr. Oz, Myrn, and the CAV Ultron F50. So
I know he's been working on this build for a while. Unfortunately, Aaron was not able to capitalize and win his event in Tennessee. The Silver Savior falls short and loses to Alex Coos.
I think the only miss here was if he would have won, if you would have called it Starro's Iron Fist U. And then that's what he missed. But Uncle Aaron, we still love you.
I wanted to see them in the finals.
All right, so Alex Coos with it's a ruler theme. He's got Darkseid, Zero Ring, Remaker Ring, Kazar with the Venom Symbiote, Scott Porter, and Proteus for roughly 400 points of silver right there.
Is there?
Yeah, he's 399. He's 1 point short. Yeah,
1 point short is the Venom Symbiote.
He couldn't find one more silver point?
No.
He did have stuff on the sideline that I'm sure came in. Absorbing Man Prime, Black Vulcan, Brainiac, Firestorm, Gorilla Grodd, and Green Lantern. So, I asked somebody why this worked, and then I read all the cards, and I was like, "Oh my god, that's disgusting." So I'm not gonna lie to you. Everybody better be aware of this team and what it does, because this is coming to Silver States near you if you have not played your Silver States yet.
I like that
Uncle Aaron actually beat it in Swiss, so.
So he beat him in Swiss, but unfortunately lost him in finals. That's rough.
Yeah, it probably would have been better if he lost to him in Swiss and beat him in the finals. Probably.
Yeah.
But
that's usually what winners do.
So not this time, Aaron. Sorry, rough loss.
I
We
like
still
that
love
you're
you.
only gonna play Kazar, Pete, because of the fact that this works. So
Yeah.
we
So
still,
this
we still love you, Aaron.
currently, as this build is, hopefully there's some kind of response to this because it is pretty ridiculous being able to do a ridiculous amount of unavoidable damage. But again, you got Proteus in the 0 ring, so that you're able to put some barrier down to the opposing character, and then you move up there. Darkseid still has sidestep, and then Kazar moves so that he can move for free, just breaking all the blocking and dealing a stupid amount of unavoidable damage. So that is 1 states down, and the winner being Darkseid. Move on to California. In 8th place for the California states is Jose Cush. How do you get them? This was a unthemed team with Butterfly, the Lex Luthor 001 from Notorious with the Orange Lantern Ring, Reginald Barclay from Star Trek with the Power Gem, Sakarian Iron Man with the Cloak of Levitation. Cloak of Levitation. Cyborg Superman from the Iconics with 0 and Spectral Rings. Cyborg Superman again with the Trick Arrows, and then Felix Faust with the Influence Ring, a Tri-Sentinel, and the JLU 018A Superman. Oh, that's the one at 10 points that you can play.
yep, the applesauce.
Yeah, which is crazy good 10 points. Any?
I love his sideline.
What's that? Ooh, Shawn Michaels.
Yes.
Sweet chin music.
I'm guessing he's just being a cheerleader though, right? Because he's 75 points.
Yeah, he can't actually come in. Yeah.
Nice play though. I will support Shawn Michaels being on the sideline. Absolutely. What is the big trick here?
Killing Superman and attacking from across the map.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Was the double cyborg.
Yeah.
Superman.
I was gonna say he's got a couple of things that are just giving you, like, essentially targeted attacks from a long ways away, or like not even within range.
So as
'Cause
far
Reginald
as
Barclay-
Barkley at 50
Yeah.
with the power gem is hilarious.
Yeah.
I love that. I
I
love
don't-
that.
Reginald
don't
Barclay's a
understand-
great
I don't
play.
really understand Reginald Barclay, but
I am surprised.
he paid the 50, so he gets to choose the other starting lines. Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
I am surprised that he did not just play the lava though to kill Superman.
Yeah, that's true. Well, yeah, because you can play those in silver. Yeah.
Actually, they're only silver
yeah,
now because they're effect terrain.
actually love that Barkley.
Yep.
Yeah, that Barkley with the power gem. He's hitting 12 for 5 against anyone adjacent to an elevator blocking terrain. It's just insane.
Oh, but that's only on his clicks.
That's after he gets KO'd. The
Yeah,
stop.
yeah. When he goes,
Yeah.
because he starts on the clicks 1 through 3, and then he has to get.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, that's ways. Yeah, you're gonna kill him with your Superman, and then
Well, yeah, just another reason to have that lava. I think the lava would have been a huge help in this team, but it looks like it's definitely not something that you realize how it works if you sit down from it right away, and you still got Sakari and Iron Man to deal with.
Yeah.
So yeah,
This
that's
wins
pretty neat.
the Miles Kane Memorial team so far, because I would not know what they were trying to do until I was already down significant points.
I love Barkley. I'm a huge Star Trek fan, so Barkley is amazing choice, and seeing him play at 50 is just I just want to know what your favorite genre of music is.
Great team.
All right.
What in 7th place we got Jeff Bullard, who I guess he probably stayed up a little bit too late celebrating his Clicks League West win by coming into 7th, but he had Ruler, the Body Guru, must be a team after you, Redman. Must be a huge fan of you to name it Body Guru.
I'm
I
sure.
get Legacy Thanos with Spectral and Incandescence, Prime Colossus with Carter Shield, Butterfly, Venom Magneto with Remaker and Zero, and then the White Shirt Porter with the Sinestro Ring. And his sideline was Legacy Ace, Legacy Cosmo, the Ducky Deadpool, Demon in Armor, Harry Leland, Myrn, Scrappy, and Wonder Woman.
Yeah, definitely thought out some counters with that Butterfly for sure, with what you're going to see.
Yeah, great counter.
Yeah, and he was doing the Thanos mind control no matter what.
With,
Which is something I'm surprised that this is the first one that we've seen of doing the Colossus Thanos, because everyone's, I guess, all about the Star ones.
yeah,
Thanos is still really good. So
Yeah.
it's probably just another case of it's the newest tech and everyone's talking about it, so that's what people are playing. But yeah, Thanos
Yep.
is still good. Let's see. We're going to sixth place. Patrick Booth.
all right, so Patrick played also a ruler theme, but also Legacy Thanos. This is called Silver Control. So Thanos with the Time Gem, Colossus with Carter Shield. He's at 80. Butterfly and Jennifer Kale with the Time Platform. That's interesting. I kind of like that.
Same.
Is this Blackshirt Porter, and then the Scott Lucas and PJ Pog. His sideline consisted of Ace, Deadpool, or Ducky Deadpool, Elsa Bloodstone, the Ferengi Salvage Crew, which I have no idea what they do.
Also a great choice. Yeah, no, that's
Um, and Harry Leland, John Constantine, Maxwell Lord, and Mern. So those, yeah, all good choices. So
yeah. The Ferengi doesn't work like they used to, but
What was
it's
the main thing? So when this guy first came out, I remember people being really excited about him, and then nobody ever played him. What was the big thing that
for
people are?
objects. You can just put
yeah,
any square not in the starting area, so you can place whatever like object they had into like right outside your starting
Oh, that's
area.
right. So you could go up 5 or 10 points right away and then hide.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right.
And then their thing when you're attacking.
Yeah,
That's your
you're able to also take their equipment too.
Yeah, so like I mean, for that, that's like with how prevalent the rings are, you could easily go up 10 points and they're just gone because you just have to hit. So
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's a pretty good little trick to have on there with Butterfly. That's the kind of stuff I like to see.
Yeah,
Good to see Harry Leland back.
yeah, absolutely.
All right, we do have a team for Jackson Smith this time called Ping, Pete.
It's another Dark Side team. Dark Side Zero Ring, Remaker Ring, Kazar with Venom Symbiote, Scott Porter, Proteus for 399 modern points, right, Dan?
yes, sir.
All right, and then we have Absorbing Man, Prime, Green Lantern, and Scrappy Doo. So Green Lantern was on the sideline for both of those teams. So the Trouble Alert I need to look at again because I haven't looked at it in a while. But I mean, it's a similar team to what won in Tennessee. So it is beatable. Obviously, here he finished fifth. So it's not, the sky is not falling, everybody. Not yet, anyways.
Pretty close. Taking fourth place is Anthony Berrigan, Explosive, Dr. Dre. It is another ruler theme team, Colossus Prime with the Time Gem, Jean Grey, the Chase from XDPS with Thunderstrike, which gives her Force Blast, Leap Climb, and when this character knocks back an opposing character at least one square after resolutions heal this character one click. Then Ghost Rider 048, Death Metal Wonder Woman with the Golden Armor. That's a classic combo I like to see back. And then the Ellie Saturnine to bring in the tarot cards, which he did use. She had the Spin Ring and Lyre Rings, then the Black Shirt Porter, and the original Surtur at 25 points. Kind of interested to see what he did for tarot now that that was one thing that was really nice. I did not see one person playing tarot cards at the Red, White, and Clix event. Did you, Dan?
Nope. But nobody played Madame Xanadu, so I was like, okay.
Well, yeah.
Let's see. It looked like
he played the one for willpower, the mind control card, the probability card, the Hierophant, so that you can't modify or replace combat values, and then the Pulse Wave card.
that's definitely for Jean if he's able to get her in position to have her go off, because I'm assuming that's what the trick is here, is he's trying to get the Jean bomb to happen with Colossus.
Well, the Pulse Wave is interesting though because it's just on the last click of Jean Grey.
Yeah, but if Colossus deals her 5 damage after he mind controls her and then has her go across the map, she just instantly goes to that Pulse Wave click.
Which is probably why she has the Thunder Strike. And then he had a couple of tarot cards on the sideline too, since that's what Saturnine allows you to do. All right, that'll bring us to third place.
Sorry.
Miles.
Is that? Oh, so, Miles, I don't think is back quite yet.
All right.
So I can cover for him. So we're doing. Is this Gibran de Jesus, right? Or no, sorry, we're doing Andrew Young. Okay, so Andrew Young played. Let's see. Doctor Thing. So he has Doom Swap, which is pretty cool. Prime Wonder Woman with Green Lantern Ring and the Utility Belt. Butterfly, Indigo One with Indigo Tribe Ring. Carnage Silver Surfer with Avatar of Khonshu. The Tarot from X of
Oh, wow.
Swords. I was like, wait a minute, and with the spin ring, and then Perdegaton with the emotional modifier, and Starro at 20 points. And the sideline consists of the Legacy Cosmo, Ducky Deadpool, the Robo Doom, Khonshu, Major Logan, Mern, Watcher, and which is the Disney Plus one, the one that you can turn the dial. Is he standard? Oh, he is standard. Okay, and then Wonder Woman, Death Metal Wonder Woman, or yeah, so interesting. For sure. And his tarot deck consisted of Ace of Swords, the Judgment for the mission points, Page of Cups, Page of Pentacles, and Three of Wands.
Very cool to see Tarot on there. I'm surprised that nobody ever tried to get her to work, especially on an X-Men team. Just being able to plan out your tarot cards would have been, I think, a really cool thing to be able to do, and just nobody ever tried it.
No, it's interesting. So, yeah. So this team's got a couple different things going on. Yeah. You're definitely trying to go up early with the mission points, though. I think is what they're trying to do. So.
What's the biggest thing that you're trying to take away with Dr. Thing? Just the counter with a butterfly swap, probably?
Yeah, like he can just turn off a sideline, right? So yeah, so you can do that before you swap to Robo Doom, basically.
And then this is the first team that we saw that they played Carnage Silver Surfer as their restricted piece, right?
Yeah, yep.
And then Indigo One, okay. And then this is also the first team that we saw with with any kind of Doom Swap tech, also. So
Doom Swap is still good.
Very cool to see that coming in third. Let's go with Clay Wood in second place.
I think okay. So Clay also played Darkseid, so it's similar to I think it was Jackson. So it's Darkseid with Zero and Remaker, Kazar with the Venom symbiote, and Scott Porter the black shirt, and the green Proteus for 10 with Absorb Man, Black Vulcan, Brainiac, Gorilla Grodd, Green Lantern, and Scrappy on the sideline.
Which I don't think we mentioned yet. Obviously, Absorbing Man is really there to come in, pick barrier, and start also doing extra barrier when he gets in.
Yep. Yeah, so just generating as much of the barrier as you can and just doing an obscenely amount of unavoidable damage per turn, basically.
All right, and then taking first, Pete.
I love this team. The
Ooh,
Latveria theme. Doomstar, Doom Swap, Doom the Annihilating Conqueror, Doctor Doom with the Time Platform, Butterfly, Sky Tyrant with Bucky's Arm, Cosmo with the Indigo Tribe Ring, and then Dark Phoenix, Scott Porter with the Spin Ring, Starro, and Timebreaker in the sideline was Ace, Doom, Doctor Doom the Sorcerer Supreme, also Bloodstone, Gorilla Grodd, Major Logan, Mern, and the Prime Destroyer. And then he did include the Latverian Village map, which is always one of my personal favorites. This is really cool to see. This is kind of a bigger, different silver variation of a team that I played the crap out of, which is just cheating pieces onto Latveria with the Annihilating Conqueror. So awesome
much.
team, Richard. Congratulations. Everybody probably got tired of that team.
A little bit.
It was just whatever veneration of like what was good at that time.
Yeah, but your variation, I'm pretty sure, always had Glady Daddy on it. So it's just like, well, there's 175 points in Pete's team.
I don't think it had it every time, but it was predominantly that. I mean, at the time, there wasn't a better 100-point attacker than Gladiator, so you go with 175, you still had 125 to fill it out. So,
well, a lot of times it was like, Pete, what are you playing this week? Latveria, and then you look at his team and it's like, that's not Latveria. Get out of here.
It was Latveria.
But congrats to Richard Medina for winning. Very cool to see two teams with the Doom Swap tech make the top 8s, and with one of them actually winning the event. So awesome.
And there were several Darkside teams that did not win that event. There were like, what, 2? So 2 or 3 in that that we just listed.
Stop defending
That top
Darkseid.
eight.
Stop defending Darkseid.
He's fine. Leave him alone.
He's not.
He's fine. He's fine.
That'll bring us to Mexico. So in 8th place in Mexico, I guess we should probably do a little disclaimer here. There was a little bit of an issue at the States event in Mexico. There will be a, how do you want to put it? An official announcement put out from the organizers talking about that a little bit more. So we are just going to go through the top 8 and not really talk about the issue. Yeah. So if you want to go find out what that is, you can probably hunt it down. You just got to search a little bit for it. But coming in 8th place at this event was Oscar Galindo. Oscar played a team called Thor, Loki, Mystical, Silver Age. It was the Legacy Thor and Loki at 250 points with the trick arrows. A Iconics Wendigo at 45. Jennifer Kale. Madame Xanadu, the first Madame Xanadu I think that we've seen. A black shirt, Scott Porter. And then the Weasel Pog. It was a mystical theme team. So yeah, Taro is back on this one as well. How many people were in this event? 18. So I don't think the Thor and Loki never really made a dent into Modern, right? No.
They were too expensive at 250. Yeah. You really couldn't do anything with them.
So they were able to take 8 out of 18. So neat to see a piece like that make that. All right, how about?
Yeah, I'm really enjoying seeing all these tent poles so far.
So far,
like honestly,
yeah. I'm a little worried that next week's States events are just going to be all dark sides, but so far what we've seen, this is a perfect sample of what Silver Age should be. We'll see if that continues going forward, though.
Yes, it's gonna just be every event's gonna just all be dark sides.
That's a good choice. Yeah, good chance.
All dark side all the time.
All right, let's go into 7th place. Miles, are you back?
Yeah, I'm here. Sergio H with his team name Silver. He had at 75 points Solaris, which is really cool. The Legacy, obviously.
That piece is awesome.
Then he had Butterfly. Man after my own heart. He's got the team up Aquaman with the Blue Lantern ring. Black Leopard Prime with Octopus Arms. Death Metal Wonder Woman with Darkhold. Genesis with Swordbearer. And Black Shirt Porter with Emotional Modifier. And his sideline is Griever, Caveman Wally West, Guy Gardner Chase, John Constantine, Myrn, the starter Watcher at 30 or 40 because it's a B, Gaggy, and then Poseidon. So, yeah, it sucks that Solaris sadly doesn't get Dolphin because he's not a standard character. And so that might have maybe messed him up because he misread it, because I know a lot of people misread it. So, but I do like the team.
Yeah, I got to play Solaris once, and him at 75 points is really good. That's another one that's on the short list of pieces to build with.
This is not a criticism of this team, because I think the team's fantastic. Can we just all as a community be better with the team names? Half the fun of it to me is reading stupid team names.
Yeah, I do. I'll go with that. I like that. Yeah, like I do. Like
I do also like Chase Guy Gardner on the sideline as part of he's a butterfly swap, dude. That piece has done disgusting things during games many times.
Well, sadly, he never got.
And there's going to be some matchups that he's just going to destroy people in.
Yes, sadly though, he never got a chance to sign or shine in Modern because of the way that Quake worked and being mind controlled with Thanos. Thanos just ran the Modern meta for so long when he was in it, and nobody wanted to get quaked ridiculously by playing this guy. I mean,
I agree with that.
So yeah, he's this is definitely where he gets a chance to actually get some play. So very cool to see him come out. All right, Dan, we're on Mexico, 6th place. Alexis Villavencio, this is all you. Go.
Yeah. How many Modern points are on this team?
Thanks. Beast and Animals. So we have the Avengers. Is this Avengers Forever? Yes. Beast with Remaker Liar. We have Ultra Humanite from Masters of Time at 55. The Black Leopard Prime. Double Super Soar at 50. Legacy Cosmo, Space Ghost, and Titano. Wow, that's a throwback. This is the. Oh, I don't know which one this is. Is this the LE one, I think?
Yeah, the LA one.
So, unthemed. I honestly thought he was going for animal, but then I saw Space Ghost, and I'm like, whoop, that's definitely not it. So that's cool.
I think he's
I
probably
like it.
carrying up Black Leopard with a Super Soar. Does that make the most sense?
Yeah, it has to
Maybe
be.
Cosmo with the other one.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep, you carry up Cosmo, drop him off, take rid of something, bring in Black Leopard, and then you just start killing things.
That
It's a spicy team, man.
Yeah, that
I
could do
like it.
Yeah,
quite a bit
no,
of damage.
this especially with no barrel. Like
Yeah,
this is the thing that I was
that's
talking about in
wild.
modern that could really wreck people. Is with the Super Soar, Ultra Humanite. So yeah, it's real cool to see this.
Well, too, because with the Super Soar hits, they just get Quake as free. You can use it later. So
Yep.
yeah, one Super Soar bringing up Cosmo to take off a power, and then if he hits, he can Quake later, and then the other Super Soar bringing up Black Leopard, he gets to take advantage of the Cosmo and then place in the Black Leopard to affect the combat values, and then they both get to Quake as free if they hit.
I mean,
Also,
I
with
don't
Cosmo.
know that you're even. I don't even know that you're using Cosmo with the Super Sword. Cosmo can be carried by Beast.
Yeah, but
Beast
you don't
has
want
flight.
Beast up there though, do you? He's
Well,
I
he's
guess
pretty-
he does the same thing because he can shut
Yeah.
off more powers.
Yeah,
His
if
Oh,
you're
characters
yeah.
just
within his range can't use
selling
safeguard
out.
outwit.
Yeah, if you're just selling out and getting rid of stuff, you're up points quick. So yeah, that's a cool team. I love this team. Honestly, I think it's really cool.
Yeah, again, this is what
Yeah.
silver should be.
Yeah.
Let's see. Where we at? Pete, do you want to take number 5, Christian Daggio?
I do.
So Pete, you're moving to
Explosion.
Mexico after seeing all these games.
These have been fun so far. Explosion. Lady Phoenix, the Con LE, 125 points with the motorcycle. It's gotta warm your heart a little bit, Redmond.
It does.
Blackheart, with the reality gem. Jean Grey from XDPS 047. Polaris, 40-point timebreaker for 25. Cordian Thunder with the Sinestro Core ring. Stepford Cuckoo at 15 and timebreaker at 5 points. On the sideline was Absorbing Man. Dark Phoenix, the Colossal Samurai, and yeah, this is some good stuff on this team. I'm not sure what the trick is here. I mean, Blackheart's amazing. Lady Phoenix is really interesting at 125.
It's just another thing
So
too,
what
where
do you guys think they're doing?
her points
here?
were always like super high though, so she never really got played. You can remove an action token if that Jean Grey hits, so she has the potential to keep going. She's got the willpower, and if Jean Grey hits, so I think it's probably just an aggressive team. But Lady Phoenix was good. She just it wasn't too hard to take her out, so you got to be smart about how you go in.
Yeah, but she's got good range and she shoots through blocking, so I mean that's not too bad at least. You can kind of maybe make an opening.
I mean, this is a really mobile team. You've got Polaris with 2 TKs. You've got the Timebreaker Pog, and then the Timebreakers. So you're getting wherever you want pretty quick. Interesting. Cool team, man.
Then 4th place, Leonardo Valken Hernandez. He played El Poder del Manco. It was a cosmic theme team. Back to Legacy Thanos with the Power Gem. Prime Domino. First Prime Domino I think we've seen. She had the Time Gem. A Butterfly. A Mangog. Space Ghost with the Cloak of Levitation. And then 2 Time Breakers. Sideline was Ace, Carnage Silver Surfer, Cosmo, Despero, John Constantine, Mr. Oz, Mern, and Scrappy Doo. Kind of surprised to see the Domino there, but I do like her quite a bit. And this is the first time I think we've seen a couple of these. Mangog, has he made any other teams?
No.
And
No.
he's like
Because
crazy
everyone's
good.
scared to use them because you put them on a small map and they don't want to use them.
That's true, yeah.
Well, just
And
because
he
you
has,
can't do the Odin sword thing, so what?
yeah, but he's
Yeah,
still a
that's
great
fine.
win condition. Like his
Yeah.
triple attack is
Yeah.
still disgusting to this day.
And then the first prime domino I think that we've seen, right?
Yeah.
I did Google. El Poder del Manco is the power of the one-armed. So I'm guessing that's going with Thanos having the Infinity Gauntlet.
That's what I was thinking too when I read it. I was like, that seems right.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. I don't speak Spanish. I can't read
Not
Spanish.
bad.
I
I
have to use
can
Google
read.
Translate.
It's possible too that his Mangog just fell off the table and broke an arm off, like I've seen happen,
Only
and he's
has
just
one
talking
arm.
about a one-arm Mangog.
Could be.
I just fixed one
Yeah.
like a month ago.
Oh no.
Yeah.
All right, third place.
We got Gibran de Jesus Gonzalez Ramirez, Sky Gantz, Scientist Silver, Swamp Thing with Khonshu, the super rare Swamp Thing with just regular with Khonshu, Man Thing, Demon in Armor with Carter Shield, Mr. Sinister, the Slop with the modifier, Poison Ivy Iconics with Bucky's arm, the Wonder Woman 80 Flash at 30, the Future Foundation Uatu, the Mission Point one, and then Scott Porter, black shirt with the Remaker ring, and his sideline was Khonshu, Absorbing Man, a Sentinel, and a Scroll Spy. So he did the plant team in silver. Looks like he did pretty good.
That's especially with like Sinister, that's pretty disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the first time I think we've seen that tried, right? Or even a scientist team in general.
No.
So this year, yeah.
This year, yeah. I remember. I thought we made it showing at Rock Cup last year, but
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. No, I'm just talking about like right now for the current states.
Yeah.
It's completely different with the new ban list and all the changes and stuff. So
yeah.
And then
it's actually very similar to what I was looking at doing, except I didn't want to do Sinister because I don't like him. But I get it.
That'll open 55 points for you then.
Yep.
Dan, do you want to take
So,
second?
he's probably
Let me take second place with Howard Brock. So he played blue. It was unthemed, so it's Blue Beetle with Mjolnir, which that to me makes no sense. But Ghost Rider 048 with Lightning Ring, Carnage Silver Surfer with Avatar of Khonshu, Sakarian Iron Man with Cloak of Levitation, Legacy Cosmo, Venom Magneto with Remaker, Ant-Man, The Legacy at 25, and Captain Kirk in Uhura.
Well, late dial, he gets charged, so that means that he's not really as useless.
Yeah, no, I understand. I get that. Part. It was just because he's starting at 75.
Yeah.
But still, his special power is a range. So
Yeah, it doesn't.
It
doesn't work.
Such a crazy amount of equipment to pick from. That one's a little confusing to me too.
Like I understand it from like the aspect of if you get hit to your like close.
Yeah,
range.
that's the only. I'm just saying you're going to use that to be for 45 points, just because you're not really eating anything off the map anyway, so you don't need to use that range.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
interesting team. The Captain Urk and her I haven't seen in a while, but the destroying the blocking is good, and they're perplexed, so it's not bad. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I played Howard. What was that 2 years ago at Worlds, and a lot of this stuff was on his team at the time. I would say, sorry, because there's like Carnage Silver Surfer, Sakarian, Venom Magneto was on the team, so this is definitely stuff he's certainly I would think he's comfortable playing with. So.
And then Kirk and Uhura. Oh man, it's seeing these like random Star Trek pieces on teams that you just never see anywhere is just amazing.
You're just like, what are they doing here?
It's already more than I thought we would see. All right, taking first, Pete.
Excalibur, it's unthemed. 2 Saturn 9 chases at 061, one with Exospecs, one with the emotional modifier, Prime Bishop, and then Saturn 9, the Dice Manipulator. They did have a tarot deck, and a very interesting team.
I mean, it's basically you can't see them, and they'll hopefully hit you first, basically, with their big range attack.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And technically a tent pole. I mean,
yeah,
250 point pieces. So
I'm surprised she didn't get tried more in modern, but she's definitely a piece to look out for in silver, and obviously really good in pairs. All right, that
Triplets.
will bring us to New Hampshire. So that first place was Jair Gutierrez. So congrats to you for winning the that Mexico State's event. Going into New Hampshire, then 8th place was John Hafford. John Hafford played Onslaught Hill. That was the XDPS Colossal Onslaught with the Prime Colossus and Captain Carter's Shield. That's the first Colossus we've seen with Captain Carter's Shield, right?
Yes.
No,
No.
no,
In silver?
no.
Well, I guess
I
it's only in
believe the
silver.
California one had one.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
did they?
I thought
Okay.
California had
I
one.
might have missed that.
And Butterfly, Maria Hill with the Nightbringer ring, Chip with Avatar of Towerette, Space Ghost with the Spin Ring, Lucas PJ and Scott Pog, and then the Crampton Pog. Kind of an interesting way to use Maria Hill and Colossus. This is the first time we've seen Onslaught be used, I think, at all, right? But that's
Instead
a
of
good.
Arrow.
Well, this is the first team that he's made at all, and then he's just kind of replacing the typical Starro build that we've kind of seen with Colossus and Maria Hill, or Colossus and Thanos. So again, cool to see a piece like Onslaught
Good budget
highlighted.
version. Yeah.
All right, 7th place.
Yep. 7th place, we got what's his name again?
Cameron, right?
No, okay. I just see Traggy. His name's Traggy. Sorry, it's not Cameron. It's Traggy.
Cameron Gothy.
It says Traggy on HD units. His name's Traggy.
All right.
Okay, we have Skullpire and Traggy. He has Cap Wolf. It's New Hampshire State's team? Question mark? Cap Wolf with motorcycle. The Legacy Ghost Rider with Blood Axe. I think that's not a bad option at all. Sicarian with Cloak. Tyrant with Power Gem. Flop APOC at 35 with Sword Bearer, Genesis, Sword Bearer. And then you have a white shirt with Spin and Zero and Friends of Humanity. The sideline is Blackheart and Dark Side, Reverse Flash, Samurai, 2 Sentinels, War Machine, and Zombie Ghost George Washington. He only had one map, which was the Antiques Warehouse, with 3 standard objects.
Well,
First terrain.
it's the only place that you can play that map, unfortunately.
Yep.
Better play it where you can.
Next is Elijah Fernandez, which is X-Men smiley face. We have Marvel Girl with the team up card from X or House of X. Then the Avengers Forever Beast again with the Power Gem at 75. Interesting. Cyclops, the new LE with the trick arrows. Because he gets it for free because he's a marksman. Interesting. The Mr. Sinister at 75 from the new Hellfire Gala. And then Polaris from the older Hellfire Gala at 40. And then Scarlet Witch from the Avengers Hellfire Gala at 40 with the axe for 3 points. So he's at 398. Interesting.
Of modern points?
Yeah, 398 of modern points. Oh my.
Yeah.
There was 15 people in this event. All right, you want to take us into 5th place? Or, 5th place?
Me?
I think so.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I thought I was waiting on the next one. Okay, so
This
5th place
even
is
has a great name for you.
Fear the Sunshine and Butterflies. I do like it, actually. Lockjaw, 75 points. Classic piece. Love a piece. One of my favorite pieces of all time. That was the Infinity Gem Lockjaw, correct?
Yeah, this is the first
Yep.
team that he's been on so far, right? That's made a top 8 at least.
Yep.
Yep. Sinestro from Batman Team Up 046 with the ring. Solaris at 75 points. That's the second time we've seen him. Starbrand, one of Miles' favorite pieces with the Exo Specs. Butterfly, and then Scott Porter with the Indigo Tribeam for 0 points. Sideline was Black Vulcan, Brainiac, Green Man, Harry Leland, John Constantine, Myrn, Professor Moriarty, and the Prime Destroyer.
This is.
I love the jaw.
I think this is a team playing a lot of cool pieces that we have not seen on any teams yet. And then, yeah, Solaris, I think, is one team. Starbrand, I do think we've seen on one or two. But yeah,
Yeah,
Cosmic
Starbrand's
Theme.
been played on a few. Yeah.
That Sinestro's awesome. He really didn't get a chance to see much play in Modern when he was out. So cool to see him in Silver.
And good to see the jaw back.
Yes.
Yes.
Then number 4, we have Nicholas French. He played A Night at the Gala. So that is the Colossus from what is this? Deadpool X-Force, actually.
Oh, I'm going to confess, I was reading this team. This is a really interesting team.
Yeah, the Deadpool X-Force Colossus that was 80 points. The Jean Grey from Deadpool Weapon X with the Liar Ring. Tempest from House of X. The Spider-Man from Hellfire Gala with the Web Shooters. Jean Grey from the second is that first? That's the first Hellfire Gala one with the Time Gem. Deadpool Weapon X long shot. And then Polaris from the Hellfire Gala and Professor X from X-Men Rise and Fall. So you can do a little bit of X-Men swap. Very interesting team.
Oh, he 100% brings in Prime Colossus for Colossus.
That's
exactly
there we go. That's how we sneak him in.
Oh, okay. That's awesome.
Wait, but I thought. Wait, I'm confused.
But they have to have different names.
Oh,
so,
wait.
Yeah, but they have to have the keyword, don't they? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, why is Colossus?
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah.
No, he doesn't have that. No.
That's why I'm like, wait, that doesn't work.
So it'd be interesting to see like exactly how this works because yeah, you can't replace Colossus with a Colossus anyway. They share a name.
Yeah.
So.
I wonder if that was an accident then.
Oh, objects isotope E. That's very important. Why is there an? Okay, so that looks like a mistake. One of his objects is isotope E. Instead of being equipped, he chose it as an object. So that's not correct. Yeah, that's
doing it. Okay.
That's a mistake that should have been remedied. But I see what he's going with there. So he probably gave it to somebody, and then used that to bring in. Yeah. So, but yeah, based off this build sheet, it's definitely not correct. But I see the trick now is he's using isotope E to get Colossus in. Okay. I like that. That's smart.
Yeah, that's really cool.
I like it.
And then get him on an X-Men team. And then you still have a little bit of X-Men swap to do some other things. Yeah, this is a very, very cool team.
Yeah, I think it's worth losing 15 points bringing in Prime Colossus.
Yeah, for sure. Over the Deadpool X-Force one that was very confusing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was like, I remember this piece being good like when he was modern legal, but I was like, not right now for 4 clicks of 80 points.
Yeah.
That's a really cool trick. All right, then I'm taking 3rd place.
We got Joe G, the king of online play. He plays Stately Mystics. He has Blue Beetle at 75, the 048 Ghost Rider with Bucky's arm, Arachnite at 60 with the Power Gem, Kong at 50, 2 Saturnines at 35, Faust with the Spin Ring, and Scott Porter White Shirt with Sinestro Ring. And his sideline is, 2 Vulcans, the Cav Blade, Brainiac, Gorilla Grodd, the Trouble Alerts, a Scrappy Doo, War Machine, and then he has the Wonder Woman Trouble Alert. And then the rest of his sideline is some tarot cards.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Mystical, and I think this is a really good mix of modern and silver points. I like this one a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good job, Joe.
Pretty straightforward. 2nd place, Dan.
This is Chris French. So he played X-Men ? So it is.
This issue. This is one of my favorite issues of the X-Men.
I know, right? Because it's got Swamp Thing. It's got Prime Swamp Thing with Avatar of Khonshu, with Carnage Silver Surfer with the Red Symbiote, Sakari Iron Man with the Cloak of Levitation, Sky Tyrant with the Power Gem, Major Logan, Grand Prize APOC with the Soul Sword, Grand Prize Genesis with the Soul Sword and Venom Magneto. Wow, I'm getting flashbacks of Worlds from 2 years ago.
Well, the
Except,
question mark makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Sideline consists of the Avengers, Empire, Deadpool, Gorilla Grodd, Green Arrow, Khonshu, Poseidon, Sentinel, Flash from Batman the Animated Series, The Trouble Alert, and then War Machine from Avengers 60th.
This definitely looks like one of the meanest teams that we've seen so far.
His objects too are. It's interesting to see the objects because he's got the trident that grants giant reach 3, and then their grenade.
A grenade for yeah.
It's awesome.
And then the heart-shaped herb, because
Yeah, but it's a grenade, 4 range, 3 damage. No one's expecting to see that. I love to see that.
I mean, listen, everybody at this point's an X-Men if they're not an Avenger, and sometimes they're both. It's fine. They're all X-Men. Bring them on.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, Pete, first place.
Darkseid, Zero Ring, Remaker Ring, Hope Summer, Spin Ring, Spectre Ring, Star Sapphire Ring, and JLU 69 Brainiac with the Liar Ring. And that is another take on a Darkseid build, Cosmic theme. Like it.
That won. Yeah. 400 points of modern. Love it.
So far,
400 points of silver.
4 states
That's 400 points of
events.
Yep.
4 states events, and half of them have been won by Darkseid.
No,
That's
3 of them have. Didn't California wasn't and Mexico wasn't. So yeah,
3, 4.
it's only 2.
Yeah.
That's still a lot. 50% is still pretty high.
Yeah.
And then our last Silver States event that happened this last weekend was New Jersey. So New Jersey had 22 people show up. That is awesome. The 8th place is Antonio Clark, another unthemed team. He played Onslaught and the Prime Colossus with the Reality Gem. John Constantine from Masters of Time. Myrn, Maria Hill with the Remaker. Madison, the 039 Rare with the Spin Ring. And then Aunt May. So, yeah, another different take on the Onslaught Colossus build. Obviously, Maria Hill, really good at that build as well.
Absolutely.
Nice team.
7th place, we have McConnell Lamar, friend of the show with Dirty Diana. Butterfly. I love the name, Dirty Diana. Butterfly with Blade from Cav with Octopus Arms. Diana with the Silver Surfboard. Gala Polaris for that double TK. APOC and Genesis with the Sword Bearer traits. Dark Phoenix, Prime Elsa with the Trick Arrow. White Shirt Porter with Sinestro Ring and the Wendigo. And it's X-Men.
Yep, because everybody's an X-Men.
Yep, and his sideline, the best JLU chase, Black Manta. Deadpool, the 048 one. The Elsa Bloodstone non-prime. Firestorm from BTAS. Gorilla Grodd from JLU. Myrn. Poseidon, and Rawhide Kid. Love to see Rawhide on there.
I will admit, Black Manta with the Liar Ring is a sight to behold. The people don't know how that works.
That's lovely. The reverse alpha. I love it.
Kill box time.
All
Yep.
right, and then
this is a great game.
6th place. Yeah, Diana has been, like I said, making a pretty solid showing, so I think she'll stick around.
All right, so next is Jamie Oslowski with Private Eye. I can only imagine that this is going to be a Harris team. So I have Batman. This is Batman and Jaro with Mjolnir. Oh, that's scary. Hawkeye and Hawkeye with the Lightning and Incandescence Ring. Martian Manhunter with the team up. The from Batman Team Up. World's Finest, obviously, with the Nightbringer Ring. Surprised they don't have the Bat Belt. That's interesting. And then John Constantine with the Spin Ring and the White Shirt Border? Yeah, White Shirt Border with Avatar of Taweret.
This is the first detective team I think we've seen, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, Detective is still really good. And that Batman with Mjolnir, that's scary.
Yeah, that's a
It
good
threw
play.
me off because the image is Prime Batman, but he is not on the team.
Yeah, that was a little weird. I'm
looking for
assuming that's where he started, and then he swapped it up, I'm guessing.
Yep. Yeah.
Sideline is Reverse Flash, Scrappy Doo, the notorious deceased Superman, Towerette, War Machine, Batman the Animated Series, Wonder Woman, uh, a case or a mystery card, the Adventure of the Speckled Band, and String of Cat Burglaries.
Mjolnir on that Batman is extremely good.
Yeah,
I
Yeah,
like
I like
that.
that play a lot.
because you can make 2 attacks a turn basically with the 6 range, and it's just that's quite good.
No, fifth place, Pete.
Fifth place is another Darkseid team from Stephen Bumbra. Darkseid, Zero Ring, Remaker, Kazar, Venom Symbiote, Scott Porter, and Proteus. And then you have Observer Man Prime, Black Vulcan, Brainiac, Gorilla Grodd, and Scrappy Doo. And 399 silver points. Moving on.
Then we'll go into fourth place, Nicholas French. Nicholas played a nope, wrong one.
No.
I was like, wait,
Wrong
now
one. I noticed before you did. Actually, yeah, right here. So
Reggie?
wait, I was on the right one.
No, it's Reggie.
Yeah, okay.
Reggie.
All right.
Yep.
So Reggie played Luther, which was Grandmaster from AV60th, the Kevin Ultra Chase from Next Phase. Then we have Spider-Man, the Legacy with 6 arms, and the Mind Gem, and then Spiderling 056 was that the starter set one, so 2 of her. Valkyrie from the Mighty Thor 025 with the Space Gem, Lucky from Next Phase.
Oh, this is that team. Okay.
Yes, Night Nurse from Wheels of Vengeance, 2 XDPS Proteuses, the Scott Porter Pog, JLU Lex Luthor with the cake tokens, 4 of them, and 1 of them had the 0 ring. And then the only map was King's Tomb, so basically the whole shtick with this is, what was it? Try to sit back and mind control yourself until you have a bunch of cake tokens.
Yeah, you mind control Valkyrie, you go infinite basically, and you just wind up a crap ton of cake tokens. That's about it. Because you can do it with Spider-Man and the Spiderlings, because he makes a close
And
attack.
Valkyrie mind controlling herself. Gotta love it.
Yeah, yeah,
Yep.
yep.
So get those cake tokens up, and then you have Valkyrie mind control herself to keep moving and keep moving and keep moving until she's all there. And you're able to do all your die replaces and everything and continuously mind control her.
Yeah,
All right.
basically, yeah. You just go. Yeah, it's very. Yeah.
Let's go to the third place team.
We got Luke Schiffnecker, the 2023 teams winner. Field, Prime Colossus and Carter Shield, Blackheart and Trick Arrow, Butterfly, Kazar, Saturnine, the 35-point slop with Cloak, Jennifer Kale, and Black Shirt with the Sinestro ring. His sideline was the Black Vulcan, Brainiac, Elsa Bloodstone, Non-Prime, Grodd, Major Logan, Death Metal Wonder Woman, and John Constantine.
Looks like another strong showing with the Prime Colossus, but without overusing the mind control gimmick.
Yeah, they're just using him like he is not used pretty much now. It is just like hit things and do damage.
Yeah.
And then buff your team along the like he's protecting them on the move up. It looks like with his 20 defense, and then just doing what he usually does.
And then does he share a keyword with? Oh yeah, it's a ruler theme team, so it's
Oh, yeah.
probably not
Oh, yeah.
terrible if he hits the Blackheart. If they can stay adjacent, then Blackheart can always mastermind to Colossus too, and hope to get the impervious if it calls for it.
Yeah.
All right, that was third.
Yeah. So second is Isaac AEB. So with Star 2, so we got Starro. So it's unthemed. King Deadpool also Bloodstone with the Trick Arrows, Carnage Silver Surfer with Avatar of Khonshu, Mern with Spin 0, Sakari and Iron Man with Cloak Levitation, Cosmo at 45, the Legacy, Venom Magneto with the Darkhold, the Watcher. This is the Disney Plus. This is the main set. Yes, this is the main set one. With Avatar of Taweret, Groot for the Colossal Groot. Sorrow at 20, Legacy Carnage at 10, Weasel at 10, Timebreaker at 5.
Uh, they're not doing the free healing, so I guess they're just. That's I. And there's just a lot of good stuff here, but I don't.
No, they're doing the free healing. Cosmo, oh no, that's a legacy
That's the
spell.
legacy. That's why I'm confused.
I still think he's doing the healing.
Well, you can tower it with Watcher, I guess. So you can
Yeah.
support. But yeah. And then
No,
side
so the real trick, if you look at it, is that this is where it goes into play, is that you take that power action with Starro, and then you replace him with a 200-point legacy. Because he now is 260, and so you're able to replace him with a character.
So you're replacing with the non-legacy, right? Is that what
Yeah.
That's. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That's
You replace him. Is it 200 then?
Yes, yeah, you bring him in at 200.
Oh, okay.
That is a very neat trick.
Yeah.
And then you're just hoping that you play keyword or pieces that share keyword names with Mern, and then you have just a bunch of offense between Iron Man, Silver Surfer, and King Deadpool.
Yep.
And then taking first place was Ant Winder. Pete, do you want to read us that?
Yeah, Subliminal Ant down the road. It was Blackheart with a Power Gem, Man Thing 053A, Kong, Saturnine, the Dice Manipulator with Cloak of Levitation, Elsa Bloodstone Prime with the Trick Arrows, Felix Foss with the Spin Ring, Green Man with the Green Lantern Ring, Jennifer Kale, Scott Porter with the Zero Ring, and 15-point Wendigo with a pretty robust sideline, Black Vulcan, Brainiac, Gorilla Grodd, Khonshu, Poseidon, Scrappy Doo, and then some tarot cards. This was a mystical theme. It's good to see Blackheart back. Honestly, a great piece. And this is something that I would definitely consider playing. I like this team a lot.
I love the name Down the Road, which I'm guessing is Down the Witch's Road from Agatha.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised at how many Kongs at 50 points we were seeing, just because of the increased chance you're seeing a piece that's higher than him in silver versus modern.
Yeah, he's so good though at 50 still.
Yeah,
Even with that.
Oh, obviously, yeah. But I'm surprised at how many we're seeing compared to some of the other pieces. Yeah. But congrats to Ants. That will wrap up the Silver States. I did just realize that we actually forgot to go over the top 8 from the Red, White, and Clix event. So just real quick to go through those. So 8th place was Jason Alvey. Jason played looks like Plants team also. Oh, Dan, you had to play this team, didn't you?
I did.
This was Swamp Thing, the non-prime with Avatar of Khonshu, Man Thing, 2 of the Iconics Poison Ivies, 1 had Bucky's arm, and then a 25-point Ivy with the Avatar of Towerette, Perdegaton, and Lucas, PJ, and Scott Pog. This was a scientist theme team. Miles, you want to take Patrick?
Yeah, and then in 7th we have Patrick Frazier, who's the world champ in 2023, which is also interesting because the TV show Frazier had a sequel series come out in 2023. So right after he won. So I wonder if Patrick Frazier winning is a reason why he got greenlit.
So
anyway, he had a.
Thank you.
It is. I think it was. Yeah, it's a fun fact. King Jefferson, Despero, Flash Raptor, Zola Jor-El, Vandal Savage, Perdegaton, and Spirit of the Game. And his sideline was Battle Gnome, the non-prime Etrigan, Prime Etrigan, Green Man, and Harley Quinn. I feel like something's missing because he's 20 points short, and I don't see Patrick Frazier.
He definitely wouldn't be playing 3 points under.
Yeah, so there has to be some missing equipment here. Because
is Perdegaton on the right point value? I guess would be my question.
You know what? I don't know if this is actually what he played, because I swear I walked past one of his games and he had Pegasus Cap.
He didn't. Yeah, he had Pegasus Cap. So this is a completely different team then.
Okay, so he probably had Pegasus Cap over Spirit of the Game. Because that would have been.
I can just say that this is definitely not what he played. So scratch that. But Patrick Frazier did come in 7th, just not with that team.
Yeah.
All right. 6th, Dan, Matt Prignano.
So I got to play his brother, but this is
This is Chef Nano, so plants and things. This is Swamp Thing with Khonshu, the non-prime. Man Thing, Poison Ivy, or Double Poison Ivy. One's got Trick Arrows, one's got Bucky's Arm, and a Multiple Man. So this is an unthemed plants. The Multiple Man is the the Ellie, so it's Empower, and adjacent friendly characters can use Empower and X-Men TA. And sideline is Khonshu and Reverse Flash. And Nifty Brow.
I think that the multiple man was what broke theme, but I think that was pretty clutch for his team because everyone then just got in power and attacked from across the map for the most part, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Gabriel Esquivel came in 5th place. His build's not in here. Did you get that though?
He played Black Lantern Monsters, so he was playing Prime Swamp Thing, Butterfly, Deadpool, Elsa, Black Lantern, Batman, Necron, maybe 2 Batmans. I'm not 100%, but that's the gist of his build. I didn't get the rest of it. Sorry, he didn't enlist it, but I do remember what he was playing.
Okay. And then Dan Powell came in 4th place. He played Prime Camo with the motorcycle, Butterfly, Flash Raptor at 50, and then Kong at 50 with Avatar of Khonshu. And sideline was Caveman Wally West, the non-prime Elsa Bloodstone, John Constantine, Khonshu, Myrn, and Death Metal Wonder Woman. And a Traffic Barrel.
Yep, Barrel's good.
And then 3rd place.
Yep, 3rd place we have Austin, the Dinosaur Plamodon. He had a plant team as well, scientist theme with a super rare non-prime Swamp Thing with Amit, Man Thing, Iconics Ivy with Bucky's Arm, the Notorious Super Rare Harley Quinn, Legacy Owlman, Notorious Super Rare Ivy with Khonshu, and Perdigaton with Amit, Chthon, Khonshu, Poseidon, Reverse Flash, and Ultra Chase Superman on his sideline. So hey, guess what? Superman made top 4.
No, he didn't.
No.
All right, and then
Garth is better.
both so Azrath Strife ended up taking 2nd and Rob Olger took 1st. They did end up rolling off instead of playing. So they were both, what was the
Unthemed.
final record? Both unthemed, and
8-1.
I think Azrath was undefeated though. His one loss came from the roll-off loss.
Yeah.
So looks like Rob lost just one match in Swiss, and Azrath did not lose at all, but then just lost in the roll-off. So do you want to read us Azrath's team? This one was neat. Dan?
Me?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. So he played unthemed, so it was the Chase She-Hulk coming out of the TV with the motorcycle. Just because she has Charge Flurry, like high damage, she's 12 for 4, and then she has some other things she can do. Butterfly, Kevin with Avatar of Khonshu, which is just really good. Reverse Flash with Bucky's Arm, Perdigaton at 20, and then the Legacy Daredevil at 10. Sideline is Ace, the Legacy, Chthon, Elsa Bloodstone, the non-prime, Khonshu, Myrn, and Death Metal Wonder Woman.
Yeah,
No
it was
barrel,
a
though.
really good team. Really just kind of was hard to put down, it looked like. He said that it was really hard to chew through She-Hulk. She can come back, and then Death Metal Wonder Woman has the revive, and then he can just heal with Kevin. So yeah, it worked really well.
She gets 2 lives basically, and she's got traded super strength and prob, which is good.
3 lives with Wonder Woman.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, if you bring in Wonder Woman, he has 3 lives, which I didn't see him do that often. At least the match I watched, he brought in Elsa, but that was because he was facing Lanterns. So, but I mean, that's still really good.
Yeah.
And then
he only has 2 attackers, but like he was wiping people. So those 2 attackers, like even though they're only 2 attackers with her and Reverse Flash,
people just couldn't chew through her though. That was the biggest thing.
No. Yeah, but he's able to get 4 attacks in with his 2 attackers, so he's really not losing out on a lot being able to make 4 attacks.
No, and the precision strike and the outwit and stuff, it's really good.
Yeah.
So, and she can, like, the other thing is she can get rid of outwit potentially because of her damage power too, top dial. So.
Oh yeah, and then people trying to be within 4 to prob, and he's like, "Let me go ahead and lawyer you."
Yeah, if you can or not. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, Pete, do you want to read us Rob Olger's first place team?
Yes, I do. Prime classes: the motorcycle, butterfly, Kevin with the avatar turret, Space Ghost, Vigilante with the trick arrows per Degaton at 20 points, Daredevil with Bucky's arm, side items Cathonis, a Bloodstone Loki, Major Logan, Mern, Towerette, and I do not see a barrel, but congratulations to Rob on winning an awesome event.
Yeah,
That
the
was put on.
Loki is a really, really good play, especially because you can choose the order of beginning of the game. So you can bring him out and then give him Gathon so you can get him to that click too. Really
Yeah,
good.
and then just free heal him or whatever to get him back up to top when you want to take free actions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that is a trick that we're going to see a little bit more frequently in the future too. Now that that's out in the open, I don't think anyone was really talking about it going into this event, so definitely keep an eye on that. Know what he does.
Yeah.
But congrats to Rob for winning the Red, White, and Clicks event. Had 67 people, so awesome turnout for that. But that'll wrap up all of our events. Last, we do have some listener questions.
Your ass better call somebody!
All right.
Some is putting that lightly.
Yeah. So first, we have Wes Robertson. His first one is Wes Pool. Cannot make it to Wisconsin States this year, but he is still Time Dilation Spider-Man's biggest fan and has vowed to teach Ryan a lesson, but it's going to have to wait. Would you like to make an official bet with guidelines? Ryan versus Wes Pool, Time Dilation. Well, Wes.
Well, West there.
What's that?
He said Westpool won't be there, but that doesn't mean he won't.
That's true. It's a shame that you can't make it. But if there's one thing that makes Time Dilation Spidey better, it's more time since he was designed. So you seem overly confident, though. I'd love to take you up on that. So we'll be talking terms in the future.
Oh, I love bets. Let's do it.
I'm pretty sure I know where I'm putting my money.
Yeah, if he knows us, we'll definitely be running some bets here.
Oh yeah, there's always bets.
Yeah.
Second question. Can Miles please send a message to Aqua Miles that he is specifically invited as a celebrity guest to next year's Red, White, and Clicks?
I already did. I've already invited Aquamile.
Have you heard back?
So we'll see. I have not. He said it's hard for him to really make plans that far in advance with no dates.
I mean, it's also all his messages go by fish, so it takes a little longer, even if they are flying fish.
Those are good
Oh,
points.
yes.
There's not the aqua signal, like the bat signal.
Yes.
The trouble alert.
Okay.
What was your biggest surprise and biggest disappointment of the Red, White, and Clicks event? I thought my biggest surprise was just the attendance. I thought 67 people for that event was just super impressive. The biggest disappointment had nothing to do with the event, though. I think I would have just liked to have a better showing overall. Did you guys have anything to add to that one? At least Dan?
I was happy with how everything went. As Looper said, we made a 5-star meal out of the table scraps, so I am like perfectly happy with what happened. Would I preferred a better brick in sealed? Yeah, but we did all right. We almost made cut with what we had.
And then, did you have fun and will you be back? I know we will. Dan? Pete? Miles?
Oh, definitely.
It's hard for me to say because I need to know dates, and then this time of year is really hard for me with so many birthdays.
Yeah,
Christmas.
Wes, congratulations, man, on putting together such an awesome event. 67 players is huge.
I think he's going to try to keep it for Veterans Day, is what I believe. But
Good.
Okay.
Jeff Dumas asks, is Darkseid too good in silver? I think he absolutely is and would like to see something changed. That unavoidable damage in silver is just kind of ridiculous. I think that what we saw on all the builds that we went over, it's a pretty good example of what I think silver should be. But now what you're going to see is people looking at what won and the easiest way to try to replicate that. So I would expect the amount of people playing Darkseid this next weekend to just, I don't know, quadruple at least.
I honestly wouldn't be surprised with all top 8 being Darkseid. I'll be honest. Like I would not be surprised to see a state because he's only a super rare. I mean, he's readily available. I would not be surprised to see a top 8 states with all Darkseid.
Yeah. So if WizKids is listening, I really do hope that something gets done about this. Otherwise, it's just going to be another issue where he is the play, and it's just the kind of stuff that makes you not want to go to events. So let's.
There is. I'm trying to find it because there's actually on the old Book of Faces. There's actually somebody asked. They posted a picture and asked about Darkseid, and Clay Wood, once again doing the Lord's work as he always does, gave a great breakdown of the team because he played it and some of the things that he ran into problems against. So I mean, sure, you're gonna get a lot of copycats. I haven't seen it yet. I think the 8 unavoidable in a turn is a little ridiculous, but there are ways to beat it. So I think that's if you guys can. Man, I gotta find this post because
Yeah,
it
but
was
it's easier
really
to
well
play that
written.
game instead of try to build a team to beat it, with it being so effectively in this small grouping
Yeah,
of
I mean that's
states.
fair. I just don't think he's unbeatable because he is just like yeah, he can get a second life, but he is just impervious. So you hit
Yeah.
him and he misses, he's gonna get hurt.
Well,
So
I think some of the things I was reading too is Clay breaking it down is one of the keys of the team is target Ks are early if that's what you're playing against. Get him off the board. It makes it less oppressive with the movement and that. If you leave him alone, it's Darkseid's just literally walking around blowing stuff up and killing things. The other thing to know too is how you can and cannot place barrier. So you cannot place barrier on debris tokens. So you can't do that. So
That's
that
one thing that I'm
also plays into it.
interested with, because you can place other terrain on top of other terrain, but blocking can't be placed on any other terrain, which is interesting,
Yeah.
except for debris. Because it's really weird the way that everything's worded, because based off the rule of the occupancy, it should definitely work.
So
But,
we
yeah.
actually came up with we came into that
Yeah.
this last week. You cannot barrier on debris markers.
nope.
No.
They
It's weird.
they
Yeah.
removed it from where did they
From
remove
barrier
it from? From
itself,
barrier itself,
but
yeah.
it's under the rule of occupancy is why it cannot be placed there.
But yeah, that's where it's really confusing. The rule of occupancy is just saying nothing can be placed on barrier except for debris. It says
Go out,
nothing about being placed on debris.
go out and get yourself a griever.
Oh.
There you
The
go.
best counter would have been that traffic barrel. I'll tell you that. But
Yeah, traffic barrel
Orange
would be
Proteus can
problems,
still
too.
shut stuff off too, and yeah, Griever, and then that Magneto. I know he's kind of high costed, but the new Magneto can stop it too.
And there are pieces that just absolutely cause Darkseid fits, right? Like Cosmo's always going to be a great option. I mean, you still got to hit some numbers, but Cosmo's getting you through most of that dial pretty
Yeah,
quick.
but like
And
hitting the
Cosmo
20
can take 8 unavoidable damage to his face and live, right?
Well,
So what you
it's
do
going to
is
come down. Well, no,
time
not much
stealers.
things are taking 8 unavoidable. Let's not be silly here. Come on.
Oh.
Yeah,
Serious
you do
podcast.
time stealers. You put the lasso of truth on Lockjaw, so that way you make him immobile, and then you have someone that he's carrying with choose Battle Fury, so that way he not only is immobile, but he can't make range attacks because he has Battle Fury.
Man, I gotta
'Cause-
find this post because there were like 73 comments. It was like really good. I read the whole thing.
I think it's on HPAC.
Yeah.
I saw it.
Is
And
it?
yeah, you
Yeah.
just free incap him every turn. What do you do?
Yes.
And then Matt Prignano, what was a team or piece that surprised you the most at Red, White, and Clix? I think the biggest thing was just how dominant the plants can still be. That was probably my biggest thing.
I was gonna say I've been playing that against that team for like 4 months.
I haven't had to
Or
play it,
just
so
like-
it definitely caught me off guard. I thought that
Yeah,
it was
I
going to be a little
tried
bit
telling
easier.
you. I know. I tried telling you how good it still was, and no one wanted to believe me.
Miles,
Dan was on it. before-
Miles, you're right a lot, but you do tell me a lot of things.
Well,
Right every time.
after I saw Miles play it pre-Masters of Time, and then Masters of Time came out, and it only got better. I'm just like, yeah, the plants are gonna be stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Which direction do you think the meta is going with the addition of Black Panther? So I have been thinking about Black Panther a lot because it feels like it's a bad set, but when you look at it, it's not a bad set. So it's not like Masters of Time where it's breaking in like just changing the meta, and it's not a set that really strengthens or changes too many builds right out of the gate. You'll have a bunch of new like sideline tech. There might be a couple new pieces to build with that seem neat, like the primes. I think that might make it sound kind of like a bad set, but I think it's really just it's just coming out at a bad time. So this will be a set that you kind of come back to after a few more sets come out. I will say though that Wakanda is 100% pulp competitive. Wakanda was awesome and sealed. It is super strong. I'm not sure if it's their like 300 just regular modern competitive. But if you look at what you can do with pulp with all the pieces and the synergy there, that's definitely a contender.
I mean, I think this is a set that, like, at least for me, it just kind of fills out things to, like, I don't know, like me, it's the sideline tech for my team, but yeah, it's definitely more of a set that is like filling in things or accentuating current builds. I don't know if it's quite where it's like, oh, it's like creating complete new builds yet. For Pulp, for sure, I think, especially like Liqueur is really good. So that there's definitely that, but yeah, for modern, I don't know. I think it's more of a foil where it adds a lot of neat things to modern.
Cheap leadership is back on the menu, boys. That's my takeaway from Black Panther. There's so much cheap leadership.
$200 leadership, here we come.
We had a bunch of fun with it playing it in sealed, though. What were you gonna say, Miles?
Oh no, the $200 leadership, and I said, yeah. No, I think it's going to be a set that it's going to surprise people with. I think it's the primes are going to be like I can see Rhodes taking the prime Spider-Man slot where like people are sleeping on him, and then all of a sudden it's going to do well in one event, and people are going to really see how insane it is.
Absolutely. Yeah, the primes I think are some of the better pieces. The that Black Panther prime is not bad either. That's the one piece that I think could make Wakanda competitive.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like. He'll definitely see modern play. I don't know if he'll see modern play on Wakanda though. My only. That's my only thing about it. Like,
Prime
he's
Black
very good on
Panther.
his own. Yeah, I think he's good on his own. I don't know if necessarily in like competitive modern or not. I'm just not. I just don't have everything like put together in my head right for a team. That's why I'm thinking that, but I could be completely wrong too.
How many silver points is he, Dan?
He is. I don't know what. 85 silver points.
80. Isn't he just 80?
Okay.
Is he 85?
Is he?
Well, so yeah, with Beetlejuice coming out, depending on how that gets fixed, that's where he comes in really big because it's not just a standard character like Death Metal Wonder Woman. It's any character. And so you're able to double that up with Death Metal Wonder Woman. You can protect figures like Kong.
Yep.
So I think 85 points, like at first I'm like, oh my God, this is just horrible. But when you actually see what he does, 85 points feels good because if he was less, it would be a problem.
Oh yeah, no, I think he's great. I just it's one of those where I'm not sure like where he falls, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is he doing with Kong?
Well, he can protect Kong from Kong dying because it's just an adjacent friendly character. It's not a standard like
Yeah,
Death
it's not
Metal Wonder Woman.
like Death Metal, yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah, if he's next to him, sure.
And then with Beetlejuice, you can protect your time breakers from being KO'd,
Right.
just so you're not giving up 5 points. So, yeah.
Yeah, he's another piece that, again, I don't know if his team is there right now, but it's definitely a piece that is probably high on the list. Yeah, eventually as more things come out.
Yep.
Going into Anthony Barnstable, his first question is, what do you think PJ did different from everyone else that drew such a large crowd, and what do other events need to do to get similar results? 67 people in the main event Saturday, 42 in the main event Sunday. Side events happening at the same time as the main event, 80 unique people total across the 2 days. So I know PJ helped with some like behind the scenes things, and he's just an awesome judge. His name probably did help give some people kind of peace of mind that it was going to be judged really well. But I think the real success to the event goes to Wes. Wes just advertised the shit out of this event. He spent so much time getting prizing for it and then looking for extra prizes. He planned food, 2 meals each day, or was it? Yeah, 2 meals each day.
Yeah, it was 2 meals each day because it was lunch and dinner. I think,
then,
or for sure 3 meals because it was definitely lunch, dinner, lunch.
Okay, and then he had places to stay for people with some discounts at I think like 3 or 4 hotels. So he put a crazy amount of time into making this event what it was, and nobody advertises their events as much as he did. He made an event page really early, and he was just making sure that everybody could do what they could to get there. So I think honestly the success really goes to Wes. He really wanted this to be a big deal, and it showed and it paid off.
Yep.
It looked like from the pictures, great space, great use of the space. The pricing was unbelievable. The advertisement and Wes's getting everything out there. I mean, just, that's it. Early and often, and bring great pricing, and cliX players will come. So
yeah, And location helped too. Like it was in a good place for a lot of people to travel from all different directions. It was like 3 hours away from us. So, and I think a lot of people were in that boat between like 2 or 3 hours, and well worth it. So, then number 2, go over the 5 teams that got first place in the state's events that happened, and why did those teams do so well? How should I prepare against them? What are your other top 3 to 5 teams to watch besides those ones? So obviously the first one is Dark Side. What do you think the next one is? Probably like the Starotech, right? With the mind control and all that.
Definitely.
Is there? So I would say that one's second. Is there anything
I think the Latveria team that won, I think that honestly, I think there's still something there with Latveria, especially with Dark Phoenix back. And with Butterfly Swap, you can still get into that, so you're able to answer the Starotech. So that's why I would put Latveria above Staro, just because you can stop the healing.
And it's versatile. It's a Swiss Army knife.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think.
And then Scientist has to be up there too.
Black Lanterns on Monster came up a bunch of times.
In states though?
Silver?
Oh no, you're right. I was thinking the other thing. Sorry.
I still think the plants are strong even in silver, because we saw that one.
Yeah, I mean,
team.
it was only played once, but it made it made top cut and got pretty far.
Yeah. And then what was the other
X-Men
one?
question mark teams?
X-Men, of course. Yeah, X-Men. Yeah.
It's really just anything you want to throw on a Genesis APOC team. So the Carnage, Silver Surfer, Sakari, and Iron Man, Sky Tyrant stuff. That's going to be easily one of the top contenders.
I think everybody in Wisconsin should spend all their times rereading through all the old Star Trek pieces, and that's where you place your focus, because they were clearly back with a vengeance.
Yeah, that Barkley.
I can tell you,
with
Redmond's
Power
playing.
Gen
He's playing Star Trek. That's what he's doing.
Got it.
The big thing though is like, how do
Gorn
you?
will be played in silver.
What's that?
I said you will play Gorn silver. You already made the bet.
Oh man, dude, I would love to do that. His big thing though too is how to prepare against those teams. Besides Darkseid, is there really much to compare or to prepare for? Obviously, with anything that has Legacy Apocalypse, make sure that you're not just a close combat team. But are you really
Then you
preparing?
have the mind control team. Silver's too big to try and make counters. Like you have to build what you want to play,
but then,
and just realize that there's going to be some teams that can beat you.
So that's
you
absolutely
can be prepared
true.
for it, but
that's absolutely true. But these are like the teams that you're probably going to see, and especially it's not going to get any more open, especially if nothing changes after this first week of events. People are going to see what won, and then people are going to try to replicate that victory. So you got to look at Darkseid, you got to look at the Starro Mind Control, you got to look at the X-Men teams. What are you actually able to prepare for against, though? Because a lot of these teams, even the good ones, they're just good teams that would just play a standard good game of HeroClix.
No, that's I think the best thing is that prepare to play against them, but don't change your team to be specific counters to those teams.
Yeah, that's what Miles was getting at.
That's the whole entire point is that don't build a counter to these teams. Just build your team, and even if you don't feel like you can win every time against them, if you can feel confident enough that the team is good enough and that you have a fighting chance, I think you're good there for just preparing and knowing what you're going against. But to specifically put in counters outside of a butterfly that answers stuff like that, I think is the wrong thing to do in silver. Just because there's so much things, and like you said, even if I know it was modern, but like there were 67 people and you played 2 teammates. So just because you prepare for a team that's being played a lot doesn't mean you're going to see it leading up to cut. And so you don't want to hamper yourself down by expecting to see something that you probably won't see until cut to counter it. Just be prepared for it, and hopefully you can do good against it.
Yeah, it's more like have a plan with your team versus try to build on our team. Just make sure your team can have a strategy against if you're facing, say, a Starro or something. I also think the Gene Bomb team is the other one that I was thinking of. That's people are going to have to be up.
I have an answer for that. Hopefully that's another one that That kind of leads into his third question. So, based on this new data, do you think anything belongs on a watch list for Silver, Modern, or Modern Pulp right now? We talked about Pulp a while ago. I think that the biggest piece going into that, Miles proved because he played it on a terrible team, is the was it Black Adam?
Yeah. Like I specifically, was 90 points underbilled or 100 points underbilled. Essentially, it was just Black Adam.
And he still went 3-2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went 4-3. Yeah,
Sorry, 4-3.
Yeah, 31 out of 78 teams with just Black Adam is hilarious.
And then what about just Modern in general right now?
In Modern?
Yeah.
So there's something that it hasn't really come up yet because it hasn't really been played in the Modern that I've seen. But they addressed the Ivy by making that once per turn or for all characters with this trait. I think Man-Thing needs something similar, that where once for all characters with this trait at the beginning of the game generate 4 markers. Because I can see plants like taking a step forward because plants are, like especially with like how I dominated certain teams. I think being able to generate 8 at the beginning of the game is just too much.
Yeah, that's what Dalton did on our first game, and that was so hard to deal with. I think he had like 3 of them in my starting area.
Yeah, so there's just no one that can, if placed correctly, that can destroy all 8 markers to make it even a fair fight. I still think 2-man things are okay on most teams or whatever, but I think that if you change him to be like Ivy, I think that's in the best interest.
I agree. What's that, Dan?
What was it? Necron, I think, is the other one. I think only like for all, it should be for all characters with his trait, because you can play 1 Necron and he can heal your Black Lanterns as much as you want when things die. But the 4 click is absurd. Like,
he should have been unique right there.
Yeah, which is fine. I get that, but I think the easy fix for him right now is make his trait for all characters with this trait, and that's it. Because then
people don't think of them as a problem, but like you can see it becoming a problem. And if we are able to nip those in the butt early, so we don't have something like we had at Gen Con or Adepticon with the Ivies, where people were saying this is a problem, and like they didn't address it until it became like it won an event because of how big of a problem it was that it was ignored. And I think the Man-Thing and the Necron thing right now are 2 things that you see like what's going to happen because of what's already happened with similar figures.
Yeah, and I don't have a problem with Necron. Like, I think he's good. I think his trait should work just the way it is. I think it should just only be able to trigger once, no matter how many Necrons you're playing.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
The other thing that I am getting really tired of is the trick arrows. I think they're just stupid. They're way too strong.
Absolutely are. Yeah, it's. I don't even know how you fix. The only way you can fix them is that they have to be hit with a range attack.
That would be a nice start.
Is too strong.
So yeah, that's my biggest thing is that I'm getting really tired of the trick arrows in modern events.
My other thing is I'm really surprised that they're still not unique. Like the fact that you can play 3 of the same arrow, I still find very odd. Like I don't know.
Yeah. But then jumping back to Silver, what do you guys think? If there was a watch list for Silver, what should be on it?
You got to watch list Darkseid.
Yes.
Yep, Darkseid needs watch list. I think he needs addressed immediately.
What about Chase Jean Grey?
Yeah, she probably should be on that too.
Any character that can be manipulated by friendly characters needs addressed. That's exactly why mission points became a problem.
Yep.
Just stop that from even happening. Just you can't attack friendly characters. Period.
Yeah, well, they had to do it. Yeah, they had to do it before with the mission points where you couldn't. Yeah, where like the cannonball thing.
Like Reggie's team, for instance, is like his team is the exact reason and argument for why they banned 2 figures, the Prime Batman and Jason Wingard.
Yep.
A team's the exact same strategy, and there's a reason why those were banned. Was that it's because of like the amount that time that turns were taking. I mean, if you're able to take a 28 to 40-minute turn. But even if you're making attacks like that there's a problem with that strategy, and those figures just need addressed and just gone.
So how do you fix that? Do you start banning certain figures, or do you just say that you can't attack friendly characters.
No,
Just
but
ban.
you have to throw them. You have to throw his old figures on the ban list. So what figures like Bastion, that Valkyrie,
Chase
that
Jean
Jean
Grey, which
Grey.
needs to go anyway because of all that stuff.
Yeah, because
And
Jean Grey right now is with Prime Colossus, which I'm surprised we didn't see a Gene Bomb.
You just activate her and it's
activate
easy.
her instantly.
yeah,
Yep. And then she's pulse waving the team all the way over there for basically no effort.
Yeah, there's just certain things that were okay when they first came out, but like as things come out, that's why ban lists are needed, is because it's like this was not supposed to interact. We have an older format for you to use older figures. You can play these in home games. That's fine. But competitive, you have to keep it healthy.
right.
You need to stop doing these gotcha moments, or like allow your opponent to eat lunch while you're doing your turn, because it takes the entire time.
Well, like I was saying, we just went through all the Rock States team. Realistically, that was a really healthy variation of teams that were played, right?
Yeah, no, I feel like it was. Yeah.
But like I said, you're gonna
problems.
gather all the data that people played. You're gonna take the stuff that was the easiest to play, the easiest to get, and that did the best, and that's what's gonna start to dominate as you go week to week to week. So that's why a watch list needs to happen, and that's why if erratas or bans need to happen, then that's going to keep it healthy. Otherwise, you're going to get players not wanting to travel to these events, and that's not good for the game.
No.
So what about Darkseid? I know a lot of people said changing his unavoidable to like pen damage. That just makes him unplayable in Modern, though. So I personally think the best fix for him would just be making that he deals the unavoidable if he goes through opposing terrain markers. I think that would be a pretty good fix.
Yeah, I dig that. Make it a punishment. It's a hey, you're playing chicken, and Darkseid doesn't do that.
And then it also doesn't really affect him in Modern because he can't make barrier anyway. Then because he doesn't have any help. So.
No, but then it
discourages opponents from burying, trying to protect themselves.
Or placing a bunch of the big barrier terrain markers like everybody does now, the double machine, the coffins, all that.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. So I think that would make him still a great piece to play and an option, but doesn't make him the play.
Yeah. And then he just answers everything in silver, because like you have 100 points of support, and like they're not going to want a barrier. And so you can even be more aggressive with his support, knowing that they can't barrier unless they want to take with that unavoidable.
So is there anything else that you would add to that list that we just mentioned for a silver watch list, or even Modern or Modern Pulp?
Yeah, Indigo 1, 100%.
Oh, that's a good one, too.
And the reason why it's Indigo 1 is because it's not just the Starro figures, but like it's
any healing. Yeah, it's just
any healing for anything. So like specifically figures like the starter Watcher, the starter Wolverine, and then pieces like Crazy Jane or that Lockjaw that can just be randomly healed or whatever. I don't think that Lockjaw can be healed, but that's anything that can be healed and manipulated at the end of the turn. But you're able to just change their dial to anything.
Which I just realized that there were no real mission point teams or pieces that have mission points.
There was Indigo 1, which that's a mission.
And then Uatu was on a few teams, but that's
for the prob.
Yeah.
12 range prob. Yeah.
Is that it then?
That's it.
All right. We're gonna go on to James Yount. He says, "Is there a standout character from Black Panther?" I think we can all agree with the number one chases, right? Hadari Yao.
Gaia.
Get out of here.
Not Hadari Yao. Yeah.
Gaia.
Hadari Yao. I mean, the Legacy Panthers stand out too.
Yeah, Legacy Panthers going to change a lot for butterfly swapping.
Prime War Machine that we mentioned before too. I think that guy's going to make a pretty big splash. I think that's really the main standouts. There's definitely stuff that I want to play that I'm excited for, like Venom Killmonger, but I think the really standout pieces are those.
Chaos King.
Yeah, Chaos King. He did really good at 250, it sounds like.
He's awesome.
Yeah, he's going to be fun, for sure.
All right, and then moving on to McConnell Lamar. I can't wait to hear discussions about the top 8 states teams so far. Who is the GOAT of off-the-wall teams, and why is it Reggie? So let me start off just by saying Reggie is a really nice guy. He's got a super creative mind, but he kind of does walk the line of very cool and stop trying to break the game. So his Worlds team with the Peacemakers and Legacy Deathstrokes, that was a very cool team. Definitely put some thought into that. The interactions were very cool. But 30-minute turns while friendly mind controlling, not as cool. So I know Reggie's listening to this, so I don't want him to think that we're kind of like hating on him or any of that. So Reggie, you're awesome. I just want to see, just try to stick to teams more like your Worlds team and less like cake tokens and Ivies.
Yeah, one trick pony teams only get you so far in Swiss. They lose once they play you again. The GOAT is going to be PJ. PJ got an Ultra Chase that everyone said was unplayable, played by 3 people and got to the top 4 at Worlds with Zodderson on. Like, that's in a crazy fun build that, like, people, and it wasn't like a gotcha or anything like that. Like, it was just extremely good. I gotta still stick with PJ. But yeah, no, Reggie is like, yeah, he does toe the line. Yeah, he's a good guy. I know, like, when I talked to him at the Rock Cup, he said, like, he's not really a good player and, like, he needs build like that. And I think I just don't think that's correct. I think that he has shown that he's able to play on the fringe. And
Absolutely.
I think that if he's actually able to go with something that consistently wins instead of trying to catch people off guard to where, like, you don't go for the one trick ponies where, like, your team can get wiped so easily, I think that you will win an event, like, 100%.
And just have the confidence too,
Yeah.
Dude, if you like HeroClix enough to put on the time to figure out a team like that, you're fine.
Yeah,
like you're a good player.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You'll find something else that works for you. Like, that's awesome. I thought the team was awesome. The only thing I would say is any time where, like, somebody's turn takes that long, that would be a little frustrating to me. But
that's
it's a
why
cool
Jason
team.
Wingard and Prime Batman got banned. Like, that's just that's the kind of, like, nothing personal against Reggie, but, like, that's the kind of player that I'm gonna go and get hot wings, and I'm gonna eat hot wings while you're playing, and I'm gonna say, I'm gonna touch your figures and move them for you.
That's so weird and specific.
Oh my god! The worst part is I can picture that, Miles, now, because it's like.
Well, I'm just doing Easter eggs from when we talked about hot wings a few episodes ago. So,
yeah.
All right, McConnell Lamar asking some big questions here. How should the Masters of Time kits be drafted? So not like they're set up to be, I'll tell you that. Honestly, there's no reason a venue can't ask its players what they want to do, but unfortunately, there were rules that were doubled down on for no reason, and threats made if venues change the prizing structure. So even if, like, every single player would rather it be more fairly divided, still not allowed to do that. So all the current prizing structure for Masters of Time does is really hurt the venues who got it. It just increases the chances that players might not go to the venues that got it for prizing. And then the way messages were delivered on how it needs to be followed and the repercussions for changing the structure could hurt attendance, I think, just for rock events in general. So,
yeah, that's pretty rough, to be honest. Like, that's
a lot of issues with that.
I think the only way to determine this is you unbox all of the dinos and you play Jenga. And whoever's dino falls off first, they get a pick last. That's the only way I think this is reasonable.
I mean, if a event is going down and every single player agrees that there's a better way to handle the prizing structure, then that's good for the players. There's nothing to gain from saying that every single dinosaur gets to go to first place.
I think it's I think you're being reasonable here on something that was clearly, like, the response was not reasonable. I'm gonna leave it at that.
We'll see if anything changes between now and we don't know. So there might be a change there too. That could happen.
I think the players should always have a say in that type of stuff because they're the ones ultimately showing up, giving their time and their money to something. It should not be ever a dictated thing.
Exactly. And then his third question is, what was your favorite states team?
Latveria. Latveria, baby. Love it. Doom swap, butterfly swap. Oh, if I had time to change my team, I would be stealing it. But that is just a giant way for me not to make the correct decision for 3 games that I'm out. But I love to see it. That was my favorite one. So awesome, awesome team.
Well, there's more silver coming, so you could always go to Latveria post this too.
Oh man, I am just sitting here building Latveria teams while we were doing the podcast. I've got so many bad ideas.
I'm stuck between that sweet scientist build and then the dictators.
Those were pretty good too. I did like that that ruler team that had Aquanix on it, but I still think it's the one that we read immediately after that with Arachnite.
Oh, the one where you flipped like a little bitch 10 seconds later.
Immediately backtracked. Was like, no, I like this one better actually.
It's like that. Meme
I can
of,
like them both. So
a guy walking with his girlfriend and the other girl walks by. That was
all right, that part's fair. Okay.
That mystical team though did have Christine as a hero click on it in Madam Web.
The Madam Web was
I'm still
right
waiting
there.
for Christine to dress up as Madam Web from your obsession with her. So
She needs to have the. What are those visors called that are really popular right now?
Sunglasses.
Sunglasses. Sorry. You know what I'm talking about, but you will not actually tell me what those are.
I don't. What are you
Miles,
talking about?
You don't know that there's not Madam Web cosplaying going on in the Revenant. They're assuming.
I want to think it like I just imagine like Reb Gorn and Madam Christine Webb.
All right, we're moving on. It's like,
So
this is for
weird.
kids. Kids listen to this.
So I didn't flip, but let's just say the Aquanix team was like a 9, and then the mystical team with Arachnite and Madam Web was a 10. So
You couldn't have flipped any harder unless Two-Face threw you up in the air to catch a coin. Okay,
all right.
That's how quick you flipped.
It's not flipping.
I mean,
I
don't
just liked
blame
it
him.
even
That's
better.
his team.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy he didn't see that team beforehand, and so all of a sudden it just so happened that like that's as I was reading that team, I'm like, I think we read the wrong teams. We should have switched.
There's not a thing that happens in Hero Clicks that Revan doesn't know about, so I'm not buying that for a second.
All
right. Illuminati, is Darkseid the new Borg? Do you have to assimilate? What are good ways to handle Darkseid build in Silver? We did go over a little bit of Darkseid already. It's really the unavoidable damage that needs to be fixed. Do you guys have anything to add about Darkseid?
I refuse to assimilate.
No.
I loved him before he got really, really great. Now you love him even more. So I've always been in a simulator.
Marley Spliff, which team would you rather play against in Top Cut? Darkseid Stomp the Yard team, Gene Bomb team, or Infinity Cake team? I think they're all terrible and just happen to be all 3 teams that we listed to be looked at and put on a watch list.
Yeah, the Infinity Cake team I'll take in the finals all day.
See, give me Darkseid.
The Infinity Cake team is going to be,
I can at least take a nap
all you need
while
is
it's not
one
my
turn. Yeah.
Is this a real name? Marley Spliff?
No.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Well, yeah. Probably not, but
It's a Bob Marley fan. He definitely loves the reggae.
Do all teams need a butterfly just to counter these teams?
You do not.
I
saw plenty of teams between modern.
Yeah, I don't think you do. I don't think it's a necessity, but I think butterfly is such a Swiss Army knife for any build that helps you. I think that's how swap should have worked. Instead of swapping your entire team, you're able to put a piece on your team that helps you against any matchup. It's not going to be a perfect for all teams, but at least helps you answer the majority of the meta. And so, yeah, I do want to say it's 99% needed.
I was really surprised at how many unthemed Silver teams I saw. I think Butterfly is one of the smartest plays, but theme I still think is really important in Silver. So if the Butterfly takes you off theme and you like your team, I wouldn't add it just to take you off theme.
I think Legacy Panther I think Legacy Panther is going to encourage theme builds because being able to shut off Butterfly swaps because you have a better chance of going first is huge.
Yeah.
I think
maps.
The butterfly swap.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the butterfly swap is very cool, and does every team need it? No, because there's not one piece in HeroClix that every team needs.
Right.
So
except for the barrel.
Ooh, yeah.
I would disagree with that, but that's okay.
You make a lot of bad
And,
decisions though. So
What's your record against the barrel?
what is your record against the barrel?
Oh, I've beaten plenty of teams at the barrel. I blow it up anymore.
At least now that you know you can. So
yeah, the problem is I just play you and you pack that damn barrel on every team.
So it's 1 in
And I put it in a
276.
good spot.
You do. No, it's not that bad.
Do you
I've
think
blown up my fair share of the barrel just out of spite.
I hate that barrel. That's why that's gonna be your Christmas present.
No, listen. If there's something that one of us hates, it is full on tunnel vision until that piece is gone. So,
Yeah,
it's not even
we need to
risky.
all invest into just sending Rebman arrows for Christmas.
Yes.
do you think Butterfly is good or bad for the game? I think he's fine,
I think
especially as sidelines get more stacked. It's the pieces that make Butterfly a necessity that are worse.
I think that Butterfly is great for the game. I like teams that give you options, and I think there's definitely a role in HeroClix for pieces that do that.
yeah, and considering what I just did this weekend with Butterfly Swap, I'm on the Butterfly train.
Now, Miles,
Even though you didn't do it correctly.
Yes, exactly. When I do it correctly, yes, sir.
So yeah, that's a good
Like
point.
you said, I need to put. I'm putting Hulk on my team just for you not to use Hulk when you're like, this is my answer to plants.
I
You
know.
play plants, you don't put Hulk on your.
That's
So
a great
stupid.
point. If you are using Butterfly and it's to kind of have that Swiss Army knife, use the correct shape that you should be using on that team. Don't just go to the one that you've played a couple games before because it worked really well. Dan.
Don't try to shove 2 fingers in.
3.
Unless it requires 2 fingers, Dan.
Miles, is Butterfly a bigger issue on the West Coast? We were talking a little bit more about like just regional competitive scenes.
No, I mean I didn't really see even on the builds for here. There wasn't a single Butterfly played and even the events. Like I'm the only one that really uses Butterfly. I saw a lot. I knew a few people were playing Black Lanterns. I was going to play Butterfly Swap, and I'm like, that's just not fair. You know, I want to at least make it a little bit more competitive, and so that's when I switched to plants.
Yeah.
Because like it would have been even worse because especially with those Black Lanterns, I bring Elsa. I was like, what do you do now? Because I can still go. Well, it's so. Yeah, no one's really playing Butterfly because everyone thinks Mern's the piece to help them instead of because they'd rather pay 50 points for Mern instead of the 60 for Butterfly to help them for every matchup, which is really surprising.
I've just realized that I'm gonna probably play pieces that Mern shares a keyer with, so I'm just gonna go up there and kill Mern, and that's gonna be the end of it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, Mern's. You can deal with Mern and Butterfly are neither are unhealthy for the game. If you look at where the meta is without Mern or Butterfly, it's a problem if you remove those 2 pieces.
What are your thoughts about the first weekend of the cliX League West?
I liked it. I think that it showed like Black Lanterns are like the new hotness out here. But I don't think they're unbeatable. I mean, I beat 2 of them. I do like it. I'd like to see like all regions actually like have like a league and like get WizKids sponsored and like so after every league has their champion, like Worlds just has like a special thing for the cliX League champion.
Oh, for the
I think
4,
that'd be just really cool.
the 4
Yeah, so like you have
or something.
Yeah, you have 4 regions. Yeah, you have like or you probably have like 6 regions, you know. But yeah, I think that'd be really cool to just have like a single elimination tournament.
All the winners meet in an arm wrestling match.
Well, I win.
Yeah, I thought it looked really successful, and I'm looking forward to seeing how the whole like league format thing turns out. I think if anything, just having regular big events like this is just going to help the game grow out there, which I think you guys kind of need, right?
Yeah, well, and as you saw, like some of those stores are small. Like we were 10. Arizona was 16, but Arizona is like right next to Texas, which I believe that's where Matty G's from. And so like that helped out a lot.
New Mexico, is that what you're talking about?
Or New Mexico, yeah, New Mexico, not Arizona. Yeah, New Mexico. And then like Washington only had 6.
Yeah.
And so like the cliX out here is just like it's on life support. And I think the cliX League West is actually something that we honestly needed to try and
try and kickstart it because there's other regions that are a lot healthier than us.
The biggest thing is just events, and when there's no events to play, then a lot of people just stop playing, and then it just dies.
Yeah, and it's really hard too because like a lot of the players out here are casual, and it's because like there's no events, and so everyone has that casual mentality, and then when they get beat, they're sour about it because like they feel like they lost money and stuff like that, and it's really hard to try and keep to keep it going. And usually you don't want those into when you have like a healthy place to play. You're like, no, we're gonna weed those people out. But when like that's all you have, it's
that's hard.
It really puts it in a tough spot because like you want to try and keep the players, and so hopefully you can try and get them to change their mind because like there's just no competitive scene, and so that's just the majority of their mindset.
Yeah. All right, Ryan Bookwood. Ryan Redmond needs his dice checked by the authorities. He hit about 20 shape change rolls last night. I thought he was Daniel Schwab for a minute. What figures do you think will get Legacy in the Spider-Man set? I'm hoping for Absolute Carnage, the most, and the CAAV Spider-Man. So Bookwood got destroyed last night, so that ended his streak of 1 victory against me. So get wrecked, nerd.
Man,
1-276, right?
They had to call me by my government name too. What the hell?
I think you're lucky.
I think one's an outlier.
Yeah, his his real government name is actually Ryan Luis. Bookwood.
Wow.
His dad really wanted a girl.
I like CAAV Spider-Man.
That's a good choice, yeah, for sure. I think that he's probably a top contender. I want to see Null if I can't get a new one.
That would be dope because the Necrosword's just gone, so it's like, well, that'd be cool to have him back.
Yeah, but it's on the sculpt, so you could just make it like part of a trade or something.
No, that's what I mean. Like, have him actually have it as just built in, not have to have the equipment.
Yeah, if you just have Null, you can't use shape change or super senses whenever he makes an attack.
Because he was close to being able to be played, but then I think it was the change to like breakaways or shape changes or something where he kind of got nerfed a little bit.
It was partially plasticity too, and then there was a couple things.
So,
but yeah, there's one character which I'm sure Redmond's going to agree with me. I really wanted it to be a legacy in Beyond Amazing, and so I bought all versions, and that's Scarlet Spider. At this point, I don't care which version. I just want a legacy of Scarlet Spider.
So
and a new one.
I would assume that we are going to get a new one because of the one that Andy Samberg voiced in the Spider-Verse movie.
Yeah, no, but I'd also like to see a legacy of him too. Why not? I mean, if they're going to make a, so they've been really good about doing a lot of Sinisters. I really like the Sinister sculpt, and then there's one that came with a web token. That's like on a wall.
Okay.
Like I really like that sculpt. The uncommon one from Superior Foes is actually pretty fun.
Yeah, that one's
I like that little sculpt where he's like on all fours, like crouched.
He got an LE right
with the hoodie on.
One? That's my favorite.
Yeah, that was the Earth X. I think also had a version of it. I think right, something like that.
Do you know who?
Because
really
I just know any Spider we're gonna Do
you know who really needs a legacy card though? She just had an amazing movie, and her name is Madam Web.
That movie was.
I was seriously.
Pile.
Yeah, a pile of gold. Like that's.
Oh my god!
You do not know good movies. No, we're not. What do you mean? We're doing this? I want you. Get out of here.
That was not a good movie.
When you've spent 6 years just watching Asylum sci-fi movies, Madam Web's gold. Okay, it's like being raised on just Steven Seagal action movies, and this the only action movies you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
So make it happen. Legacy her.
Yeah.
Bring her back.
So
you don't watch.
Are we done with the gaslighting portion of the podcast tonight?
I
was being straight honest.
I hope we can keep going.
Let's just stop. Come on.
I think
Charles Constantine asked a reasonable question.
Why don't you read it for us?
I want Jared Leto.
What does it say? Pete, read it to Miles.
Charles Constant says, "Congrats to Miles for his CLW win on Sunday and his world-class championship gaslighting. Will this win heal the wounds from that 2v2 loss by my fellow Man-Bat teammates due to the ruling mistake?" Miles?
Actually, I have no wounds to heal. I think the real question is, do they feel comfortable enough knowing that they lost and that they took a win that they didn't deserve?
Wait, so their win has an asterisk, right? Basically.
Exactly. It's an asterisk win. Yeah. It's an asterisk win. I don't feel sorry at all. Errol just judged wrong, and yeah, there's nothing I can do out of that. I'm not going to lose sleep. I sleep fine knowing that I did all I can do. My partner could have scored 5 points and we would have won. So there's a lot of things that could have happened.
All right, Mork Bird. With all the delayed releases of HeroClix, not just throughout this year, though one of our worst, but for quite some time, do you think it's time WizKids pump the brakes a little and commit to a yearly release cycle in advance? Essentially tell the public the release for sets is 3 months after what they expect that can fulfill. 4 set releases every year, 1 every quarter, and a single DC set amongst them. That appears to be the trend. Iconics releases happen twice a year, as batches of Iconics are available every 6 months. We can't buy Hellfire Gala 3 online. Black Panther is essentially released in the US when places like Australia only just had pre-orders of Deadpool Weapon X fulfilled. Beetlejuice and Beholder were quarter 3 releases and are now quarter 4 releases, which doesn't mean a lot. I wish they were quarter 9 releases, at least Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
We had the issues with pizza party boxes, delayed multiple man play at home kits. Logistics and fulfillment just seem a nightmare. And the second part of it is, so should WizKids slow down just a little and offer a stable release schedule, or do you think the community will continue to weather this weird storm of releases where our money is tied up in pre-order hell with stores and WizKids directly, and it's just the way it is to be a HeroClix player? So me personally, I'd rather just have more things in the pipeline and things to look forward to, and have to actually I'm fine missing the release dates if we get more products. I'd rather have that than less things and they all just come out on time. So I think I do feel your frustrations though. The overseas availability is an issue. I just don't know what the best answer is for that.
So WizKids is a small company. So WizKids can only do what they can do. This is where the business and logistics side comes into play. COVID really hurt a lot of things. We had the port shut down due to a strike. It comes down to the distributor. So,
Alliance.
I mean, exactly, Alliance. And Alliance has been horrendous for a bunch of companies, not just WizKids.
Yeah,
I think WizKids is doing the best they have. I'm not trying to gaslight like I do with Madam Web. Like, I'm just being upfront and honest. A lot of people think they know how businesses are ran, especially small businesses, and how distributors work, but that's just not how it actually works in the real world. We're only 4 years out, actually technically, I guess, 2.5, 3 years out of like the pandemic, like all that major things. And so it's still a work in progress. They've already trying to get a new distributor. They've been transparent about a lot of things, but people ignore a lot of what WizKids say. So they can only control what they can control. They get way too much crap, honestly, than they really should, especially as a small company and trying to give the community as much as they can. So it's out of their hands, and all they can do is, I'm sure they stress and they hate whenever this happens. It does look a bad look on the company, but I don't think it should be. I think people need to really understand how businesses work.
As far as like being in a contractual obligation with like a distributor, like breaking that means money, and that might be something that they just can't afford the cost of breaking that contract early with their distributor. And even if they're in talks to look at a new one, they might still have to ride that contract out, and you don't know how long that contract is for. So
yeah, there's a lot of things that is not publicly known.
Yeah, and I did talk to a game store, and they were talking about how its Alliance in general is just terrible with multiple games. So this isn't just a HeroClix problem, this is just a games problem in general. So at least with Alliance and their distribution of products. So yeah, I mean WizKids definitely has problems, and I don't think they're like 100%. They're not like free from blame or like trying to like fix problems, but I don't think it's definitely not all of them either.
There's been a lot more communication and a lot more
it's not as much
things.
a problem. Yeah, they're not as much to blame as I think people try to blame them.
Yeah, I'm just not trying to like say that they're free from
no, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not either. I'm just saying that they're getting from a lot of the comments and everything, especially like from the people that don't even play the old heads, like they have nothing nice to say. Like
it seemed like everything was kind of getting close to being back on track, and then it was just another unfortunate string of events. So,
Yep,
might be a little bit
I don't
rough
think that-
heading into the holidays, but hopefully soon.
I think I can understand his frustration, especially being an international player. I think the excitement and the stuff that they're trying to do with the game is great. If you were there or you've seen anything from like the player nights and the player reveal, like we're all excited as a community. We all want new stuff. And trying to get out more formats and support more formats is great. I 100% get the frustration. Like, I get it. Stuff doesn't come out on time. It drives me nuts too. But I think a lot of this is just simply out, like Miles said very eloquently, outside of WizKids' control.
Agreed. Nick Ballou asks, why is politician the most underrated keyword in existence? What did he make?
32 at Worlds.
I was going to say, it made 32 at Worlds. Is it really that underrated?
I was gonna say, yeah, it made top 32. So actually, it made what top? Was it top 8?
Oh yeah, with
well, no, it made top 32. I think it ended up being, after all placements, 19th out of 196.
So not underrated at all. Why don't you make another politician team, Nick? Make a silver one.
Nick, you're handsome and charming. You can do it.
Yeah, there you go. There's another 10 point he's played right there. You have more points to work with. Legacy Green Lantern.
Oh, do we have to do these last 4 questions?
Which one? Oh, hold on. There's so Aaron Morgan did do really late question.
Oh, not him. Not you, Aaron.
Oh, I know.
Coming after that.
I know. Where were all the Elsa Bloodstones that were going to be played? I think they were all on the sideline for Butterfly, right? I saw a ton on there.
Yeah. Like
I
had
people just thought that Butterfly wasn't the right call against those. They just left them on the sideline.
Yeah, and nobody's main forcing her, so
she doesn't have politicians, so she's out.
All right, let's run through these. Recyclops Fruit, Bzzzt, Recyclops here once again. My systems are back online. That's unfortunate.
That's not even a question. That's a statement.
Yep. So maybe think about going back offline. Stupid piece of shit. Have you tried the brisket at Chipotle? It is quite amazing. No, I hope you choke on it next time you try it. Have you thought about hosting online tournaments using Roll20? Roll20 can get out of here, just like you, Recyclops Shroot. Piece of trash.
I will never play on Roll20 again. When
It's
we were
terrible.
Like, pandemic and like, what are we gonna do? And Redmond's like, well, we could try on Roll20, and we played like 2 games, and I played like one online thing, and I said, man, I'm good.
If you ever feel like you're not angry enough, then go play a game on Roll20. If you're like kind of pissed, but you're not pissed off enough, go play on Roll20. It is terrible.
See, I play against.
I'm notorious for hating myself, and I play on Roll20 because I hate myself.
I play against the mayor, so I because I cannot fly out to Oregon every time. I need to practice with the mayor, so it doesn't work.
Let me tell you how those games have gone, because I'll drop into the voice chat when they're playing, and Miles is like, "All right, here we go. Need a 5. There's a 3," and then Dan's turn. It's like 11s and 12s and 6s on blades, and just like Miles is like, I don't think my team is as bad to be dead turn 2. And it happens so consistently.
It's amazing because he's like, I'm gonna go ahead and drop the what is it, the Ares. Ooh, now we're hitting everybody adjacent, which is 3 people. All right, I'm gonna roll my blades. 6, 6, 6. Like, oh.
Miles is like, well, this game's over. And he's like, Miles, it's 2. He's like, nope, it's over. I'm done. Let's do something else.
I felt so bad, Miles. I was like, man, this is like the worst string there.
Yeah.
So
we've
go
had like
play a
1
game
out
on
of
there.
20 games have been okay. So.
What pieces do you hope get legacy cards for Collector's Trove, and why will they not be exciting? So another terrible take by Recyclops Shroot. The whole set's going to be amazing. I'm really hoping that the LE Cosmic Ghost Rider gets one, though.
Yeah. Give me Gauntlet Panther and equipment.
Oh yeah,
as legacy cards. That's all I need in my life.
Just give me that so Pete can get off of this this podium that he's been on for Gauntlet Panther.
Give my man a card.
I want there to be because we've already seen the main set Groots, so I would like to see a legacy of one of the Groots that has Groot make plant markers because we need more Marvel characters that make plant markers.
Is there anything else you want to say to Recyclops Shroot before we move on to Peter Marshfield? Just something to really kick him right in the robot dick.
Yeah, he misspelled recycle. So yeah, he can just go ahead and go in the recycle bin. Go down the recycle Shroot.
All right.
I hope your brisket's overdone.
Yeah.
I don't eat at Chipotle.
And it cuts your
it's the same
throat.
it's the same people. The same people that invented salad eat at Chipotle.
Yeah,
Do you know who invented salad?
I hope they do to your
More
brisket
people.
what they did to my steak at Chili's.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, Dan, what did you order your steak at Chili's?
Medium rare.
It was the
Came
most
out-
well done steak I've ever seen.
That thing was basically just like I was surprised it didn't have singe burn marks on it from how long it was cooking.
It was bad.
Fuck you, shape change boy. Take your steak and like it.
Correct.
All
Shape
right.
change out of a charcoal briquette.
That's what it was. It was so close to a charcoal briquette. It was so sad. I was like,
It was
man,
bad.
We got to get through these last ones because we're all clearly tired.
Peter Marshfield, thoughts on the jerky that I brought with me for the event? I think I'm the only one that got to try it, but it was great. It disappeared really quick, though, so I was only able to try, I think, one piece of the pork, but it was good. Thanks for bringing that out.
I tried a piece. It was very good. So
Oh, you
I
did get
appreciate
to?
you bringing it up. Yeah.
How
I was
did it
just trying to
disappear?
like, stay away from it so I didn't get
I
the meat
hadn't
stuff.
heard the chili steak story, so this is now going to become a thing, I think, for Dan.
Chili's Dan's rib is burnt.
I usually like it with some pink in the middle, and there was no pink there.
Oh man!
To be
Put your fingers in
considered to be considered a team member of Degeneration Clix, will I need to then heal or remain a babyface? Step 1 is moving to Wisconsin, Peter. So start packing your bags.
Wait, how does the baby face have anything to do with it? I'm so
It's
confused.
a wrestling thing.
You need to learn a little
this
more
is
about wrestling.
For Dan being part of a wrestling themed podcast and team. He
I
knows
wasn't
nothing
gonna say
about
it.
wrestling.
Yes.
Hey,
Yeah.
you never said that had to be on the resume. Okay, so
It was implied, Daniel.
Yeah, you got grandfathered in.
Grand Daniel did.
Yeah, the Grand Daniel.
We're kind of like a cult, Peter, but more like a fan club. So just know that when you join.
Yeah.
What figure combo did you come across this weekend that shocked you? I don't know about shocked, but I think it was just really how strong plants still are.
Oh no, the Loki calling for Butterfly and with Chthon, I thought that was a great combo.
Yeah.
I wasn't there, but seeing that and hearing about it, I'm like, oh, that's I like that. It's a good idea.
Yeah.
So it didn't. I don't know if it's good, but it definitely will catch people off guard. Was the team that I faced, which was the Leapfrog with the Prime Kingpin, because they are an 11th. Was it 11-2 top dial? But they have Empower. Kingpin makes them a 12 for 3, and then if they're next to each other, they can be hitting for 12 for 5. So and with their mobility with the free knockbacks shenanigans, that was actually like it could definitely overwhelm certain people.
Someone's going to unlock Kingpin, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
It's there. It's there, even though it's something is there with them. It's just trying to figure out, instead of going all in on the 30-point figures, you figure out that you just want to maximize it with 3 to 4 figures, if that, and then 2 to 3 figures probably to really maximize it.
Mm-hmm.
Pete, was there anyone that kind of shocked you?
From
that you
the
saw
weekend?
from the red, white, and clicks thing?
Oh, I mean, honestly, just that was the one where there was monsters in that one, or was that something else? Like just seeing Black Lanterns this prevalent.
Doing well, yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's good. We always said it was on Monster, but I think that was probably a little shocking to me. But they're a fun team to play. We've played against. They show up at our Monday night events a lot more than I would
Prime
like.
Swamp Thing was the piece they needed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like realistically, yeah.
Looking back at how all your games went, what is one thing you would change, or how would you modify your build? I personally would just play something else entirely, but now I can move on from Assassins, so I feel free.
You're really giving up on it?
Yeah, I'll
need-
go into the
they
team builds and stuff another time. I think I'm gonna do like a video on it, but it just I didn't play it before because it wasn't fun for me to flesh out a team with 50 points of Scott Porters, and after rotation, they seem to have a lot of points or a lot of pieces that could do well, but the meta has shifted so much that I just don't think it's there anymore.
No, what about a tomb with Talon? You know, it could be there.
I mean, it's cool, but it's not going to be enough. Like I said, they need all the support,
Yeah.
and the support dies so fast. And then that's the other thing too. So I kicked Raz off, and Raz is just such a key part of that team. So if he's on there and you pick a piece, then the opponent, if they decide to leave him back in their starting area, you're pretty much wasting Raz. He's 80 points of nothing. But you are able to kind of keep that out. Otherwise, if you are able to kill it, then you can keep picking that new piece to get rid of the defense powers. So even though everyone said that, you know, Raz is unplayable, he really does make the team, I think, better.
Well, yeah, he's won events like before rotation. He was winning events with Assassin.
Yeah, so I kicked him off to get more offensive and get more use out of it, and just see if the one target token would work. But yeah, it's just too squishy, and the game has changed now between just plants and a few other things. It's not doable. So I do think that once Raz goes to silver, I think assassins are going to be insane in silver.
Oh, absolutely.
I feel like if they had like one good, like close attacker, they'd be a lot better.
Well, most of the assassins in silver are close, which is funny.
Yeah. No, I'm thinking specifically for modern right now because a lot of what they offer is range based, and I think if they had like a good charge flurry piece or something, they'd probably
like Wolverine pool.
I don't know about that, but
I just heard charge flurry assassin.
that's fair. That's a thing you can do. It's a thing you can do.
It is.
Just like, so this is a new game I'm gonna play now. I'm gonna give 2 powers, and I'm gonna say a team name like assassin or marksman, and immediately Miles will just shout out the name of a piece. I mean, mastermind, sidestep, and
Lady
Argus.
Mastermind.
Yeah, there you go. See, it works great.
Miles, I know you won. Is there anything that you would do to your team to make it any better? I don't know, maybe worse.
So that's what's really hard is that like I don't feel like my opponents, and nothing towards them, but like they're just playtesting against each other, and like so like up there in Oregon, like that it's really not great players, and so I wasn't really able to challenge myself, and so I don't really know what my team needs fixed. Ultra Human I almost felt useless, but I didn't really get a chance to use him because I was winning so fast. I do like what he brings, being able to get Man-Thing across the map. I like the fact that if someone has like the sidestep with the Underworld, or even like going against like a team with the Green Lantern TA, they can only carry one figure. So there's still a few nuanced things, but it's really hard because like it's a skill and level issue, so it's really hard to really say what needs fixed, just because like it's nothing that that they're doing wrong. And sadly, I don't live closer to them so that I can help them a lot. I joined the Discord, and I let them know if they ever need anyone to help them with team building. If they want to jump on Discord, I can go through team building and help them and explain why certain things work. I know that since I'm a new face to them, that I don't really think I think they probably think it's more condescending than really anything. And hopefully they didn't take it that way. Like I tried to be nice, but like beating someone in like 9 minutes kind of really just dampers any kind of relationship you can have with someone as a player when they're just like, oh, this guy's he's a tryhard and just comes here to beat us. So it's hard. Really put me in a hard spot.
It's a hard situation right now with where you're at, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I go, well, you play all the time. I'm like, I literally haven't. I said I have not played since Worlds. So
Yeah, like we really haven't gotten that many practice matches, and we've gotten I think a handful, but it's like maybe 3. It's really not that much.
Yeah, no, and even then though it's Roll20, so like you can't really even.
No, I know it's not the same.
And all it is pretty much doing is I told them I probably have like 200 hours of like placement. So I tried to explain to them with the plants because like they said, "Oh, this is how I could beat the plants." And I tried to explain to them that no, I said I've literally spent over 200 hours with my placement testing of my plant markers. So you can try and practice against it, and that's just it's. But yeah, it's a skill level difference, and I'm hoping that this Clicks League really helps with them seeing like how bad I beat them. Because like I said, like my 20, I think my longest game maybe went 20 minutes. So hopefully they saw like what I did. And so I'm expecting them to probably try and play the near the exact same team as me. So
Oh, here's the thing. It sucks. We told people that have started playing clicks with us, like, here's the thing about hero clicks. Like, when you're gonna play against better players, you're gonna get your brains beat in. But that's the
Mhm.
best way to learn, and you're just basically committing yourself to losing for a little while until it clicks.
Yeah, that's what I've been trying to tell them is that like, I'm not trying to be a tryhard and trying to destroy them, but at the same time, I can't go there and purposely walk them through how to beat me when we're in a tournament setting when I'm trying to win a store championship. So it's
So part of that is
also that.
on them, but hopefully they
Yeah.
realize that if they really like the game, that the
Mhm.
players that they're playing against want the game to succeed. And just like you reached out to say, let's if you want help, if you have any questions, anything like that. Like we've done that so many times. I think a perfect example is our buddy Matt Looper that we started playing with. So
Yeah.
he just showed up randomly one day and started playing. He picked up, I think, a brick. He had some like CUR pieces and just started kind of like picking it up. And like he just kind of like ran with it. And so he has just improved just leaps and bounds since he first started. But he came with an open mind. He didn't get mad when he got beat. He, listened to the things that we said. We tried to teach him as we went along. He had questions he asked, like he learned, he got better, and he's doing good. So
No, he's
No,
really he was
yeah, I told
really
myself if you practice with me, I'm completely different than when we're in a competitive game.
yeah,
If we're practicing, I have no problem telling you what you should do during this action to try and kill me. When we're in a live game, even if you're a new player, like I'm sorry, like
I, I
it's a
still
tournament
tell
that I'm
that to
trying to
Pete.
win.
That's exactly what you do, and I still tell that to Pete at every event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we're practicing or playing, it's different. I don't expect Redmond to tell me how to take apart his team, and I don't expect him to answer questions mid game. Now we will go through it at the end. That's part of just being teammates and learning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's and in the occasional time I give Redmond some insight into something. It's rare, but it does happen. But
Yeah, this is a completely new store with a completely new play group that is like extremely new. And the guy that's running the store, I think he's only been playing for like 2.5 years, and it's mostly less competitive. So it's literally like a grassroots like play group that's doing this event. So with a few of the other Oregon players, but yeah, no one really. Most of the Oregon players are just casuals because there's nothing like California scene. So Pete, you're second best player in Oregon. How does it feel?
I'm also the second handsomest man in that area. So second to you, Miles. So I'm okay with it.
okay.
Dan, is there anything that you would modify your build that you played, and are you sticking with it?
I'm sticking with it. I'm Miles, and you have convinced me that I need to play a team and continue to improve upon it and make it and keep making tweaks to it over time and make it better versus like trying to like rehash the wheel every couple of months when like a set comes out or something.
Yep.
I liked it. I like it. It performed really well. Like my record isn't great, obviously, with it, but like it performed how I thought it would, and like I made some pilot errors on my part, and that was my fault. But my team played well in how it did.
Yeah, it
So
looks
You had
strong.
two horrible butterfly call-ins
yeah,
that you shouldn't have brought in. So like that's a huge part of that. So we're misplaying with a pilot error, and
yeah,
that
and that's
just take practice to fix.
But Dan, you didn't really play a lot of Butterfly until recently, right?
no,
Yeah, so you're just not used to thinking through it.
no, but it was a dumb mistake that I shouldn't have made. Like it was obvious. Game one should have been Hulk. Game five should have been Elsa. That was obvious. The rest of my games, Strife was a fine call because it he allows me to do what I want to do
He caught
against
how
teams
many
that I'm
people
not.
off guard?
You, Powell, pretty much everybody. They were like, he does what? And I'm like, yeah, does this. And nobody saw that.
No, I saw it. We don't need to name drop. Just give me a number.
Well, well, 3 out of 5 because
Okay.
even the people that I played, that when I did keep him in, he was still the same thing. They didn't realize he offers the protected prob on, attacks or the +1 attack and plasticity, stuff like that. Like they didn't think he offered all that. So
Yeah, super strong.
yeah, he's
No, they
great.
should have listened to our set review because I think we gushed over him about how he's underrated and pretty good.
Yeah. So, but I think that's one thing I want to work on. So I know a couple of my swaps are solid. But there's like death metal's the one I think where I'm like not 100% if she stays on the build.
I think the option that she brings is if you have a slot open, it's 100% worth keeping her on.
Yeah, that was kind of where my head's at. But she's like the flex option that I'm not sure about right now. And then obviously I'm dropping Poseidon for Ares as soon as Panther is legal.
Yeah, that's going to be huge.
Because Kamo coming in and being able to attack multiple people and hitting for however much blades roll I decide to roll that day could be stupid. So.
We know what it is, Dan. We know what your blade rolls are.
Thanks, Pete.
All right. And last, the Kryptonian Abander Plantman Austin Murray did want to say, it was great seeing and meeting everyone finally after talking with y'all on Clicks in It together. And now to finally meet y'all. Still waiting to meet Miles Kane.
I'm still waiting you to win with Kryptonian.
Just right at it.
Let me tell you, Austin, you're going to build up that moment when you meet Miles in your mind. And you're gonna have a picture of it in your heart, and it's still when you finally get to shake Miles' hand and give him that full groin on groin hug you give other men that you care about. At least I do. It's a magical moment. Magical moment. That's all I got. That's my final thought.
All
groin
right.
on groin hugs.
Anyone else with
Goodbye.
their final thoughts?
Superman on sideline is not considered a winning build with Kryptonian.
Fact.
That's my final thought.
Tell me when I'm telling lies, Pete.
Anything from you, Dan?
No, now we prepare for silver.
All right. Red, White, and Clicks was a ton of fun. It's always fun seeing everyone, and thanks to everyone that came up to us and said hi, introduced themselves, and just let us know that they appreciate what we're putting out there. So thanks for listening, and see you next time.
And if you're not down with that, we got 2 words for ya!
Click it!